Oh my God.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Okay.
Give me cigarettes.
Okay. I apologize. My child was asking for a lighter to light the stove. They are cooking breakfast. I apologize if y'all heard them arguing. There's 4 children here, and so they are arguing. I apologize for being late. I had to go help a friend real quick. I sincerely apologize. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this. I have got some information. A lot of you sent me some information on a situation out of Madeline's school. I saw that Niche True Crime put out a video about Madeline's chorus teacher, and that I found that really interesting. So I'm trying to pull information on that now. I've got a few things, and I'm hoping that I have time to do that, but I didn't this morning. I was trying to, and then my friend called me with a crisis and really needed my help, so I went to go do that. That's why I was late. I will get a video out on that later. I do appreciate all of you that sent me the information from Niche, and I will make sure to mention her in that video, because again, if it wasn't for her, I would not know that that situation was going on, or I would not have known as quickly. Good morning, Cara and Janet and Joyous and Direct Current. I like your name. Daisy Dane, it's good to see you. Norma, Joyous, goodness, Edith, Toxic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. If I didn't mention you, comment in the bottom and I will shout you out. Hey, Gray Moon.
One stand, please.
Goodness gracious. It's already shaping out to be one of those days. Okay. So, this is the Megan Boswell trial, day 2. We started late so that we can basically skip through all the breaks. I'm trying to see where they actually start, but I didn't want to miss anything. Thank you. Peter said, anyone new to the case? Today we are going over Megan Boswell's trial, about 1 to 2 hours behind. She's accused of homicide of her 15-month-old daughter. The reason we do it about 1 to 2 hours behind is so we can skip the breaks.
Cross-examination, Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Sweetheart, that's
Good
where
morning,
I'm at.
Mr.
with
How are
it.
you?
Good morning, sir. Fine, thank you.
I want to start.
It's like my friend had a crisis and the kids are going to fight worse than normal today. It's just, it's a whole situation.
Where General Harper left off yesterday.
Okay.
You were asked, you conducted an interview of Megan on February the 25th of 2000.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Anders. Hey, Becky.
Myself and Detective Licklider from the Sheriff's Department.
And in that interview, you you talked with her about the child being dead
Yes, sir.
and some other things.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this time we'd ask to show that video.
Yeah, they had cereal already, but my 14-year-old wanted to make some eggs for everybody. So she's making eggs and she came in and asked me for the lighter and I had it in my cigarette pack. And she said, you handed me cigarettes. And I said, yes, because the lighter's in there. Obviously don't smoke the cigarettes. So that's what was going on. I think they're cooking eggs. I can see them though, actually from where I'm sitting. So everything's good.
Hold on.
But when he left, how long was he gone?
No.
Oh, not day you went. You know this, okay. You know like whatever. This is the last day. If I tell you, I think you all will. I will. And we'll work it out. Yeah, but don't let me bring her on, man. Don't let us know why she's going too long. Okay? This is for your baby. This is to give her the proper attention.
Look at her smiling. And she's looking up at the camera without appearing to look at it. She is smiling. She is loving this attention.
Yeah. There's only two places I can make the brush your feet. Where's she? She said, I think there's somewhere close to I think she's somewhere at Dad's right now.
I like that, Cora.
Maybe somewhere like, that like the dog.
Oh, thank you.
I think she's over there. She's somewhere at Dad's. So she's somewhere close. Underneath the dock at Hunter's. I don't know if she's underneath there. I'm just. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm not putting words in your mouth. That is just my theory. She has to be. No, I don't want to. We're not working with theories, son. You can bring her home. He said that she was somewhere close to the lunch places I can think that he would take her.
Okay, hold on. Let me back it up.
Okay, but you know this part. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to help you all. I swear I am at this point in time. This is the ending.
I backed it up because I was probably talking and we're going to try to see what day this is being recorded. I will speed it up real quick. I apologize for that, but that is important. We need to know what day this was being recorded in relation to when Evelyn went missing.
Good morning, Mr. Fraley. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Fine, thank you.
I want to start where General Harper left off yesterday.
Okay.
You were asked, you conducted an interview of Megan on February the 25th of 2000.
Yes, sir. Myself and Detective Licklider from the Sheriff's Department.
And in that
I think they said February 5th. It wouldn't be
interview,
2000.
you talked with her about the child being dead
Yes, sir.
and some other things.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this time we'd ask to show that video.
Okay. I saw it back down now. February 5th, which would have been like 2 months since she was last seen, I believe.
But when he left, how long was he gone?
No.
Oh, not day you went. You know this, okay? You know like whatever. This is the last
That's her mama right there in the jail uniform.
place. If you tell you where I think you all that, I will. And look where you
It's the 25th. The 25th was what showed up in the closed captions. I thought he said the 5th. It's either the 5th or 25th.
Yeah, but don't we need to bring her on, man? Don't wait us know why she's going too long. Okay, this is for your baby. This is to give her the proper and where she is. There's only two places I can make the where she is. Where she is. I think there's somewhere close to. I think she's somewhere at Dad's or at his house. Okay, his house. Maybe somewhere like that like the dog store. I think she's either there or she's somewhere at Dad's. Or she's somewhere close. Underneath the docket hunters. I don't know if she's underneath there. I'm just. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm not putting words in your mouth. That is just my theory. She has to be no, I don't want to. We're not working at theories, son. You need to bring her home.
They're asking where she is. She's saying she thinks she's under the dock at Hunters. I've turned closed captions off and then back on. It's hard to see what she's saying. Direct Current, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet of you. Thank you. He said that she was the first one to go into places I can think that he would take her. This is you're not honest with you. Okay, but you know this part. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to help you all. I swear I am at this point in time. This is the ending. Okay? Let's bring her home. Let's bring her home. There's a bunch of places I think that he would even have time to take her. Children are very long. Well, regardless of time, there has to be a reason that you would know that. Okay? Because that he said she was somewhere close. In that time. There's only X amount of places she could be. Okay, but you're specifically narrowing down those two places. Right? You know. Somewhere close. Help me with this, Megan. When he took her out with the driver, how was she dressed? That picture I have of her, she's in her old penguin suit. She's in the penguin suit. She wrapped up in her blanket. She was wrapped up in. Did you give her to him? Picked her up. You picked her up, or was she? On the bed. So she's fake crying, obviously. Saying that she was wrapped up in the penguin suit and that she was wrapped up in a blanket. And right now she's saying she gave the child to Hunter.
That's okay. We need to bring her home. Okay? We need to bring her home today. Just tell us where we can go get her. I don't know for sure how old you are. I think she's at. Okay, hold on. You held her for hours. Yeah. She was in what? How was she dressed? That picture of me and her were sitting outside the trailer and she was falling into the little purple thing on. Yes. And she was wrapped up in a blanket. Like a dark colored blanket. A thick fleece blanket. And he took her from you? Where did he put her? What car was he driving? I read the car. The red car? Did he put her in the trunk? I don't know. I didn't go out there. Did you go outside with him? No. What time of day was it? It was close to the dark. Was it close to dark or was it dark? It was close to the dark. What day was it? I don't know what day it was for sure, to be honest with you. So, how long was he gone? Less than an hour. Was it 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 45 minutes? Maybe like 45. And he kept saying, she's somewhere close, Papa. Did he ever take you back to where it was? Between then and now? And this was in December, early December. Was it after you started working at the chicken? After I started working. How long after? Not too long. You started on Monday, right? Right. Was it Tuesday? No, it was a week or two after. It was a week or two after. Closer to 2 weeks. So about December 10th.
You can hear when she stops that she's not actually crying.
What do you remember about that day? Did you wake up or what happened? I don't know. I rolled over on her. I don't think I did. I think he did. It was an accident. So he was sleeping in bed with you? Was the three of y'all together? In the bed? Between us. Okay. I should have put her just on my side. I slept there almost every night of her life before that, and I never once rolled over on her.
But when you woke up, she wasn't breathing. Is that what you're telling us?
Her head was like raising her pillow, and she said breathing.
Okay. So, there. So you tell him, hey,
No, I was panicking. He was like, well, you can't call anyone. We're both going to
why
go to
can't you
jail.
call someone
Because he said we were both going to go to jail if he didn't care of it.
for her? For her just,
She's saying that they rolled over on the baby while they were sleeping, but it doesn't make sense because there was aluminum foil in the baby's mouth, from what I understand. That's her thing throughout this whole thing, that she rolled over on the baby while they were sleeping. But again, if that happened, you call somebody. She says they didn't because Hunter said they would go to jail. Direct Current gifted one speculation station membership. Thank you for that. That was so very sweet. I can't tell who it went to right now because I haven't even stopped to pull up on my phone the current live. But thank you for that. If you were gifted a membership from Direct Current, please tell them thank you, and I'll come pick you up on the crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much, Direct Current. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. I really appreciate that. Hey, Rachel, good morning. Alex, I don't know if I said good morning to you.
rolling over, or you rolling over on him or on her?
I don't think I rolled over on her. I don't know if you did an accident or what. Like I said, I slept with her like her whole life before that. With her up against me right next to me, I never rolled over on her.
We need to bring her home, honey. You need that piece. Mommy.
I've got the closed captions on. It kind of comes in and out. I like turned them off, turned them back on a couple of times. The membership went to Archangel Trump. I like that. But yeah, they're on.
That piece. Everybody needs that piece. We need that piece. Help us bring her home. You're the only one that knows.
I told you all the only places I know he could have went.
Where? Name it.
My dad's in his house.
When you say your dad's, where are you talking about your dad?
I'm Letty Creek.
Because he wouldn't have taken her inside the house and said, hey, Tom.
Well, I don't know. I just never know.
Why would he take her back?
So she's already distancing herself from the crime, but it doesn't make sense that he would go to her father's house with this dead child. Like, that doesn't even make sense. So she's telling on herself while trying to distance herself from the crime.
Back to Tommy's.
He said he was going to take her somewhere close.
See, I don't think he would have taken her to Tommy's. That's too much of a risk. Why would he do that?
I don't know.
What if your dad would call him? I don't think she went there.
Look, can you all just please check and then
We're
check
going to check
everybody?
everywhere we believe she may be.
Okay.
But again, we need to understand where she's at.
I don't know for sure where she's at.
When you say for sure,
I just have guesses and I've told you two what they are.
why has Hunter never spoke to you about this?
I didn't want to
When
know.
he came back, what did he say?
I put her somewhere close.
Did he say how he put her?
I
Did he
didn't
throw her
want
in
to
the
know.
trash can? Did he throw her in the lake? Did he bury her?
I didn't want to know.
What did he say?
Just that she was somewhere close and not to worry about it.
Megan, you've lied to us for 6 days now. I need you to be truthful with me today.
I am being truthful.
No, just hear me out, okay? I need you to be truthful with me today. We're getting there. We need her brought home. She don't need to be laying out in the woods in the cold anymore. She needs to be buried. She deserves that.
Hey, Tash.
You need to help us bring her home. Please. Tell us where she's at.
I don't know for sure. I really don't. I didn't want to know.
Hey, Rachel. She wouldn't know the truth.
I think you do, Maggie. I think you're scared to tell me.
She wouldn't know the truth if it smacked her in the face.
I don't. I told you go into places I think she needs to be.
When you say the boat dock, what do you mean by the boat dock?
I don't know, maybe he buried her there, but
Did he mention the boat dock?
no, but he said he took her somewhere close and he wasn't gone very long.
Did he drive away with her? Was she placed in the trunk?
I don't know for sure.
You didn't look out the window.
No, I didn't want to.
Who did you call?
Nobody. I was scared to call anybody.
Did he call you while he was gone?
No.
And it was dark, close to getting dark.
It was dark by the time he got back.
It was light when he left and dark when he got back.
Alex said, who is the real father? Do they know? I thought it was the boy that was in the army, but I thought they said something yesterday about doing a DNA test and he's not even the father. But he signed the birth certificate as being the father. So I'm kind of confused with that too. Not real sure.
We need to bring her home. If she's laying out there somewhere, she deserves better than that.
I don't know. I told you going to places I could take her. What are you all going to tell my dad when you go to search his property?
What should we tell her?
I don't know.
She's buried on that property?
I don't know if she is or she isn't. I really don't know. There's still much places I know that he didn't have time to go to because
Did Hunter take a shovel?
no.
Did he take a trash bag? Did he carry her out in that blanket, a box, or a box? Jump up in the
I
box?
stayed in the bedroom. I just had her wrapped up in a dark colored blanket.
How big was this blanket?
It was like a normal size, like fleece blanket.
So when you say wrapped her up, so you describe it to me.
Like, you know, you swaddle a baby.
Okay. So did you leave her face exposed?
So it sounds stupid. I didn't want her to be cold, so I wrapped her up in a blanket.
So she was, the whole body was wrapped up.
Except for her face. You know how you swaddle
Her
a
face
baby?
was open.
You know how you swaddle a baby?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrapped it up. I didn't want her to be cold.
We don't want her to be cold anyway. She's still out there and we need to bring her home. And you can help us with that part.
There's only two places I'm trying not to go look for it. I need that.
So Hunter's dock, underneath Hunter's dock.
Or just around the dog.
Okay.
I don't think if he did take her to his house, he's not stupid enough to, you know, I mean, put her somewhere inside the house. Dad owns property right next to that place too.
How long did you hold her?
For a long time.
All day?
I didn't want to let her go.
How did you know she was dead?
Because she wasn't breathing. Her eyes were open.
Her eyes were open.
She wasn't breathing. I tried to give her CPR, but it was like, she was already gone.
How did you try to give her CPR?
Mouth to mouth.
What else?
That's it. I just held her. Like,
She gag or anything while you were trying to give CPR to her?
no.
How did she feel?
What do you mean?
Was she cold?
No.
She's still warm? What about the color?
She was still
Was she blue?
No, not really.
What did she look like?
Just like her. As the day went on, she got colder, and that's when I put her in the blanket because I didn't want her cold.
And you don't remember what day that was?
No. I don't
Basil's doing really good. I've been putting the antibiotic under his eyes for I think 3 or 4 days now, and he's doing great. He's doing a lot better. Thank goodness.
But I'm just trying to block it out of my memory as much as I can.
I think
Where
so.
would you look at your dad? I don't know. It has a lot of property back there. Back behind his house? So where does that connect to? Where does the back of his property connect to? I don't know. Yeah, that's what's there. There's that creek and like right up to the asphalt, stuff like that. You're shooting one of those asphalt piles? I don't know. I really don't. Is there a lot of asphalt piles on his property? I don't know if there is any or not. So I've not been out there. I don't know. I'm asking.
Hey, Angela Ballerina and Miss King of Anything. Good to see you. He hasn't said anything yet, so I don't know if we'll ever hear about that. I was hoping we would, and I figured we would, but I haven't heard anything. They jumped straight into this, which is talking about where she admitted that Evelyn was dead, and that's what they were arguing about yesterday. So I'm wondering if we might hear something after we watch this interview.
Again, that's what I'm trying to do. Man, help us bring her home. She don't deserve another night out there in the cold alone. She needs to be brought home.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if he took her in the trash can or not. When he came back and was gone, I didn't want to ask.
Your trash can and the trailer was gone.
I didn't want to ask.
Was there a dumpster anywhere there close?
I don't know. You have to look.
No, to where when you lived there. What did you normally do with your trash?
Took it to the road and the trash can. So you said took the trash can, the inside trash can, the outside trash can? The inside. Just what you kept in the kitchen? I don't know if he took it with you or not. I didn't want to know. You said you sit there and looked at her. Yeah. When you woke up and she wasn't breathing, you tried to give her CPR. What did her eyes were open? Were they bloodshot? No. Were there any bruising around her eyes? No. She just looked like she always did, just like she was at peace asleep. No, her eyes were open. Her eyes were open. Not bloodshot or bruised? Not really, no. Because I can't help but think that's probably a lasting image that you think about Evelyn. So you know her bloodshot eyes were bloodshot or not.
I'm wondering if it seems to me like she wanted to get rid of the child because she wanted to be with that dude who didn't want kids. But now I'm starting to wonder, did she possibly think that Evelyn was dead and do that even though she wasn't quite dead and she ended up dying after what she did? Like, I'm not trying to have any sympathy for Megan, but I'm trying to figure out if that's a possibility. Like, she thought she was dead, but she wasn't dead yet or something. Yeah, she was alive, but I'm wondering, of course, Megan is a pathological liar, but is it possible that she thought she was deceased and maybe she wasn't deceased yet? Maybe she was like in a comatose state from something happening. I don't know.
Were black, and you're not saying they were. Okay, if they were just open.
I didn't want to let you go. She wasn't cold when she started to get cold. I thought that like her out there, so I didn't want her to go home.
What woke you up? Was she choking or crying?
No. I just woke
Or
up.
kicking?
No.
If we talk to Hunter, what will he tell us?
The same thing he's been telling you. He's
Right, Dainty Dane? Like, I'm with y'all. Anders, she is better than Amber Heard at fake crying.
met Evelyn.
Hey, Becky.
He told me not to tell anybody that he would go back to jail.
If he has never met Evelyn, how do we make that connection that he has?
I don't know.
Was he ever out in public with her? During this time, how long had you all started dating?
Not long.
Talk about not long, like a week,
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, a month? So prior to you starting at the chicken shack,
No, I didn't know him.
you didn't know him. So the first day you met him was an interview for that job?
Yeah.
When was that?
I don't know.
You started on Monday.
Right. I think it was a couple of
The
days
day
before.
before, like on Friday or Saturday?
It was probably like a day or two before.
Did you go there in person and fill out an application?
Yeah. Evelyn said
And
the
that's
car
the
was
first
going through
time?
Bailey.
Okay, and that's the first time you ever saw him.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I just filled out an application. That's it.
Did he ask you out on a date when I met
No,
you?
not until I started working there.
So you started working, he said, okay, you're hired. You started working on December 2nd, on a Monday.
No, Dainty, excuse me. Cara was saying my dog stepped on a bee because of the Amber Heard trial where she's talking and it looks like she says, my dog stepped on a bee and then starts crying.
Correct. And then start farting at work. And tell me what happened. Joe, go ahead. On a day, Monday night, Tuesday,
I
tell me
don't
about it.
remember the day. I really don't.
Whatever day, whenever you say the first day after the application, that you, the first time you met him, you started working, whichever, we know that's on a Monday, that's easy. Y'all started flirting at work. Did y'all go out Monday night, that first night?
No, I don't remember what night we went out. I'm just being honest. I really don't.
Okay. But at some point, he started staying with you at the camp, or at the trailer.
Just one night.
He stayed at one night. Then you said he stayed a couple of nights.
I didn't say that.
You said he had slept together.
Just the one time.
Said y'all slept together in the bed with her between,
Me and him.
not with her.
She slept in between us.
And so I'm saying, you said you'd done that a couple of nights ago.
No, I said I've done it 1,000 times where she slept with me. Like her whole life, she slept with me in bed.
Whoa, she just got real animated. No more fake crying. She's loud, hollering at the officer, animated. Like, yeah, that makes me believe that she's lying the whole damn time. Look at that. Did y'all see how quick she changed her emotion? I'm going to back it up just a smidgen. Listen.
Y'all started flirting at work. Did y'all go out Monday night, that first night?
No, I don't remember what night we went out. I'm just being honest. I really don't.
Okay. But at some point, he started staying with you at the camp, or at the trailer.
Just one night.
He stayed at one night. Then you said he stayed a couple of nights.
I didn't say that.
You said he had slept together.
Just the one time.
Said y'all slept together in the bed with her between,
Me and him.
not with her.
She slept in between us.
And so I'm saying, you said you'd done that a couple of nights ago.
No, I said I've done it 1,000 times where she slept with me. Like her whole life, she slept with me in bed.
And then the one night he stayed was the first night he met her, correct?
I mean, no, he'd seen her like.
She just, whoa, ma'am. She did, Alex. She flipped like a switch. She got defensive for sure, says Rachel. Absolutely she did.
In a car with me at the chicken shack.
Okay. Like a couple of days when you went to get the application, when you applied with Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
And
I came to measure the parking lot. They wanted it redone, and I had her in the car with me.
when was that?
I don't know a day.
But you told these guys the other day, y'all went through a timeline. I think I wasn't in there. But y'all went through a timeline.
I don't remember what day I measured the parking lot. I really don't. The day they opened, I came back to the drive-thru after I left, and she was in the car with me too. in the back seat, the car seat. The pink and gray one you all have.
Mhm. Do you think he took her in that trash can?
I don't know, but it was gone. I never wanted to know.
And that's the only two places.
I don't know where else it's close. I think my dad owns those storage units across from the trailer. You know what I'm talking about?
Does Hunter have a storage building rented from him or something there?
No, but I mean,
Or do you?
no. Or a van.
I wonder, even if she was offered a deal, though, she thought she was such a good liar and manipulator that she would have got away with never even admitting to what she did. She thought she was going to get away with what she did. She had been able to lie and manipulate her way out of situations her whole entire life that she thought she'd get away with it.
And then
Where would you put the baby at there?
I don't know. You are asking me guesses. I'm giving them to you. He likes the lake a lot.
Does he have a boat or anything like that?
He used to.
When you talk about the boat dock, you mentioned boat dock. What do you mean by that? Is he on the boat dock or?
They're behind his dad's house. If you go to 217 Sandy Point Drive and look in the back door, there's 3 huge ass boat docks. I promise you, you will not miss them. They're wide.
And that's
Have you
what
been to that house?
I-
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I did.
Okay.
But of those 3 huge ones that you have, which,
I don't know.
where would you think?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. The only thing I think of is maybe put her in the lake or something.
You think you would walk in from there and walk down to the lake? What do you
There's
think?
no water there right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You would have to walk down the dock and walk to the lake.
Well, you can get to the lake not too far from my trailer. Because it was Lakeview Mobile Home Park before my dad.
Is there a place you can drive down from there?
I really don't know, to be honest. Isn't there like an access, something on Sugar
That's
Hall?
what I'm asking. I don't know. There is. You're talking about the ramp, the new ramp they built down there? There is. You talking about the one on Sugar Hall or you talking about the one on the Rock Bridge? Just before the bridge. You built a new ramp down there?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Which one are you talking about on Sugar Hall?
Well, I just passed the one that says Sugar Hall access part.
Okay.
Hey, October skies.
Thank you for letting me talk to my mom.
You're welcome. Let us put this baby to rest. Okay? You come off that part. All right, we talked. This is-
Those are the only places I know for you all to go look, I swear.
You're pausing.
Positive.
Because this,
Those are the only places you could get there.
you're telling me all these other stories that you told me. All those before, those are lies. This is-
I think at this point, they're just so fed up with the lies that she's told. They're just trying to be nice because, like the old saying goes, you'll catch more flies with honey than you will poo-poo. You know what I mean?
This is the truth.
This is the God honest truth.
Okay, that timeline, all the dates that you gave, all that stuff prior, and all that stuff was made up. And you know, why do you want to come clean now? What benefit do you have?
I don't, but you talk to me. Be honest with me.
Is it for me or is it for your baby?
For my baby, but you're the one who were like, hey, like, it's been going on long enough, you know what I'm saying?
And it's time to put an end to it. You have no idea.
I told you the only place that I think you could have went in that short time frame.
I'm gonna step in here, I'm gonna try to look in the mail for most places.
Can you bring me a map and I'll try to mark on it where I think?
You agree, thing? All right, well, I'm gonna grab a chair. Here we got some maps. Let's see. That one. 543 Muddy Creek. Is that his dad's?
No, it's not. This is his dad.
Okay, so we got 3 maps here. So here, just take this and give you. I know they're kind of small. This is where, that's where you were staying, I think, right? That's
Yeah,
right.
this is Buffalo Road.
Okay, this is Sandy Point Street. This is Muddy Creek Road. And this is where your trailer was, right? Is that right there?
Well, where's the access for the Sugar Hall Road?
So,
Is this it right here?
You got Sugar Hall Road, and you should have the Ball Bridge here.
And there's Sugar Hall Road already. Okay, so right across from here, there's like a storage building, like going back up towards that, whatchamacallit.
but you said those are empty, right? Or,
It's
and
just
on
like,
those,
I don't know.
okay.
I thought my dad might have gone to there.
You just mark wherever you think, like I said, you'd mentioned that he had just a limited amount of time.
Well, there's an orange place that I came on this map.
Okay, well, then you just mark where,
This is like the storage unit.
and is that for both of them?
That's an access part of Sugar
Where's
Hall.
his dad's house? Is that here?
Yeah. Well, I don't know anywhere else except for there and Muddy Creek.
Okay, well, just mark that, mark what that is, both dots. Put your lakes down. Is his,
I just put Randy's house.
yeah, that's fine. Okay. Anything else you can think of?
I can't tell if she's saying muddy or money, but why they got all these streets named after money? Is it wishful thinking?
And if you don't care, just mark, I don't think storage. I think from what you're telling me, if she's in one of these 2 places, so just write what she was wearing if you don't care. And that's just whatever, what'd you say her clothing was? Was it her little jumpsuit,
Yeah.
purple fleece, and a sleeper, or was she wrapped up in a blanket? Now, notice, hey, this might be hard for you. Write down how she was. Her eyes open. Just like she was sleeping, right? No bloodshot, but they were open. She was warm. And all her color was there. She wasn't blue.
If they told her what to write, I would think that wouldn't be admissible in court. And that might be why they're playing it. Like, even though she admitted to all that, they're telling her what to write, which I don't know. I don't know the law on that, but it doesn't seem like you're allowed to do that.
Blue or gray or anything like that, right? Okay. All right. And that would have been 1st of December. Okay, is that right? Like the first week?
She did say it first. If she don't initial it again, I don't know. I think he's about to initial it. If she don't initial it, I don't know if it's admissible either.
Second week. And that's December. Anything else you can think of? Anybody else you think Hunter may have told? His best friend is, I mean, I'm just asking, you may or may
The only
not.
person I know that he's really close to is his mom.
Do you think she knows anything?
His mom would defend him like to the end of the earth.
Okay.
Because I know exactly he's gonna be like, well, I didn't have anything to do with that. He's gonna go back to jail, and his mom will like sit and support him on whatever the hell he says to her.
What else he been in jail for?
I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I don't.
All right.
Yeah, she's talking about Hunter.
And you go out here, do you need to leave or you want to hang out here? What do you want to
Well, I can't leave.
do? Huh? Why not?
I figured you all were going to arrest me after I told you.
For what?
For withholding information?
Why would we arrest you?
For withholding information, impeding an investigation?
Well, here's how this works, and again, I'm not talking to you much, but I need you to understand. Number one, I need you to understand that I'm not gonna lie to you about anything, okay? That's not what I'm in the business of doing. I need you to understand too, that we confer with the DA's office, okay? Before we make any kind of decision like that, that's out of our hands. But I need you to understand that I can help you, okay? You've not helped yourself at all during this whole ordeal. You know that. You're not done. No way in shape or form are you done, Maggie. You're smarter than this, than what you've let on. You have lied repeatedly, more times than we, and to be honest, didn't you go on the news last night and say that TBI, who?
Christy.
You go on the news last night and tell that TBI is not doing our job. You've been up here 100 times. How many TBI agents you see running around? How many Sullivan County investigators you see running around? How many FBI agents you see? We are breaking our backs to bring her home. Then you go out there and do that. That bothers us. But again, we're not in it for anything but to get and bring her home. And you hold the key to that. So with that being said, we're the only ones that can help you. And what I mean by that, and I want you to hear me out, what I mean by that is that when we talk to that DA's office and they say, hey, what did she, well, they're going to say, hey, because we have talked to them, we know she's lied for 6 days now, 5 days, whatever it is. I haven't seen them. Many of us have not seen her pull my sleep in well over a week because of this. But when they go to and say, hey, what did she tell you other than the lies? Because how many lies have you told us? How many? Dozens? Just say it. Let me help you. I'm here to help you. How many lies have you told us? A lot. Every day you've talked to us, right? I need to go to him, the DA, and say, look, I get it, she lied. She was a scared mother who didn't know what to do. Okay? But today, when he and I were in here talking to us, when you first talked to him, she started to tell us the truth. That truth is what's going to be able for me and him to go to the DA and say, hey, we know she told all these lies. She's telling the truth now. We can help her. We'll go to bat for her. And that's what we're willing to do, is to go to bat for her. Regardless of how many lies you told, we can start over right now. And I can go back and you say, hey, look, she was scared. We just need to bring her home. Like, you need to help us do that. This is a start. But you should, again, you just need to understand my perspective. You've been lied to before. How did it make you feel?
Bad.
And that was over probably something trivial. A boyfriend lied to you about going out with a girl or something like that. We're trying to bring her home. Dozens of guys out here and women out here, and in Quantico, Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia, are all working this thing. That's all we're working right now, to bring her home. Help me tell the DA she was finally the key that brought Evelyn home. I need you to be honest with us. Can you be honest with us?
I am being honest with you.
Is there any place other than here that she is that you know of?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Anything else you think might be important? Anything else you want to tell us? Okay. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I mean, I can't go to.
You're not under arrest. I say all that to say that to be clear. You're free to go. Just you tell us you want to hang out here, that's fine. We'll continue to help you out. But again, the lies are over. We can't help you unless you tell the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Okay. Just stay here, you wanna go outside, or?
Can I just stay here?
Yes, if you need anything, you know, come out the door.
Is Angie here?
Who?
Angie?
She is.
Can I stay over here?
What's over there in here?
I'll step in her office, or we have to sit?
You'll be fine. Just sit tight. You got food here, is that okay? Is that right?
Thank you.
That was interesting and informative. I wonder, because remember, they were talking about him referencing that video where she tells them that Evelyn was deceased. So we might find out something now that we watched that correlating to the argument they were having yesterday.
Agent Fraley, is that a fair and accurate depiction of your interview with Megan Boswell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge, I would move that as the next exhibit.
October Sky said, what did the boyfriend that was in bed say? She seems to have some major mental issues, for real, psychotic. Maybe dissociative narcissism. I could definitely see that. Dissociative narcissism. I said it wrong. I could see that. I don't know about like dissociative. I'd have to look up the specific term for dissociative narcissism. I do know that they talked to him. I saw a picture of him being arrested, like in jail, but it could have been for another charge. The boyfriend Hunter who runs the chicken shack. That is hilarious to me for some reason. So I'm sure we'll hear his testimony.
Judge, may I have purchase court report? Agent Fraley, I want to, I guess, go back over some of the things she told you. You testified on your direct examination that she had told you she knew the baby was dead, not missing.
Correct.
Now, I didn't really see that initial thing in the video. Was that somewhere else? I mean, it's obvious from the context of what you all are talking about, but had that?
So yeah, they're talking about that. This is what they were arguing about yesterday.
Happened before that video?
Yeah, and in my notes, she'd also talked to other investigators, and that was the first day of the 6 days or whatever day we were on that she told us that she was dead instead of missing.
Okay. Do you know when did she tell you or did she tell someone else?
It was in other interviews, and again, we were all working together.
Okay.
And it, she, like I said, she talked with other investigators, but that was the first day. And then after that was revealed, that's when Detective Licklider and I brought her into this room and started talking to her again, trying to clarify.
Just so we can clarify a few things for the jury, I think it becomes apparent, but there's a lady in a jail uniform as this video starts.
Yes, sir.
That's Angela Boswell.
That's her, Megan's mother.
And
yes, sir.
You all had arranged for her to be brought to the sheriff's department to meet with Megan?
Yes, sir. She asked to meet with her, and was able to do that.
And then as the video starts out, you start talking about he back a lot, and later the name Preston or Hunter Wood. Is that the he you all are talking about throughout that video?
Yes, sir. It is Hunter Wood that we referred to as her boyfriend.
And at some point, I guess the other thing I noticed in the, just so for the jury's context, in the video, you all refer to her as Maggie.
Yes, sir. Her name's Megan, but she was called Maggie. I think she told us that's what her nickname was from her real name.
That's what her family called her.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
So she provided you with several locations that she thought the baby could be in.
Yes, sir.
One of those was Tommy's property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And ultimately, Evelyn was found on Tommy's property.
That's correct.
Now, this interview occurred on the 25th of February, 2020.
It was the 25th of February, 2020. So y'all were right about that. Heo made me an angry bunny. When I get mad, that's that's the angry bunny. I thought that was so funny.
Correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Continue.
We're back on the record.
I'm sorry, can you,
Yes, sir. When was the body ultimately found?
March 6th of 2020.
Now, there's a conversation between you and Megan about the fact that you're not arresting her that day.
Yes, sir.
In fact, she was later arrested that night by Mr. Price, was she not?
So she got arrested that night. Okay, direct current. Thank you for popping in.
I believe she was.
She did not end up leaving the Sullivan County Detention Center from the time the detention center and the sheriff's department are all connected together here.
Yes, sir. They're connected here. Their offices are in the same building.
One large building.
Yes, sir.
So she did not leave there from the time of that interview until she was arrested.
I don't think she did.
Now, when did you first search Tommy Boswell's property?
That would have been March 6th when Evelyn's body was found.
So was there some reason you didn't search the property from the time she told you on February 25th until March 6th?
I can't recall specifically why we didn't, other than she had told so many lies. We didn't know if this was true or not. So there wasn't solid evidence because she had lied so much that this was the truth. So
Are you
I mean, but that doesn't make sense. If that's, you need to search it anyway. I don't like that, because you would have found her beforehand.
certain the property wasn't searched before?
not by me, no, sir. It may have been searched, but
Was it searched by the TBI, or do you know?
I don't recall. I wasn't out there until the 6th that I recall.
Okay.
There may have been other detectives, agents, FBI, Sullivan County, or in TBI for that matter.
As far as TBI goes, who was in charge of this at the time?
Agent Gratz was the case agent, David Gratz.
Who was the field office manager?
Christopher Wilhoit, he's the assistant special agent in charge.
What was your position?
I was to assist Agent Gratz in the case.
Okay. So you went there one time to that property?
That I recall, yes, sir, on March 6th.
I'll be showing you what's been previously admitted as Exhibit 17. Agent Fraley, you previously identified this photograph as how the trash can was found when you.
Yeah, yes, sir. It looks like the ones from yesterday.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, yes, sir.
All the monitors are off. Yeah, no, I'm trying to.
Okay.
You have to look at the dude.
Okay.
The power surge.
Angela says she lies so much is more of a reason to search, right?
I believe is this the position the trash can was in when you found it?
That's representative of, like I said, once the door was open, on how the trash can and the bags were there.
When you say it's representative, was the trash can moved and put back in place, or is that exactly how it was?
In this particular picture, I think that my best recollection is that's how it was. It wasn't. At some point in time, I did remove these and we stopped because of the weight of the trash can, believing that Evelyn might be in that trash can. But like I said, my best recollection is that was the way it was when the door was open and we first saw that.
Okay. At some point after picking the trash can up, was it placed back in the same position for more photos?
I believe, yes, sir, it was.
Okay, so some of the photos we saw yesterday, the trash can was not exactly as you found it. It was to the best of your ability to put it back. Is that fair?
Yes, and this probably, well, I don't want to probably, but yes, that is correct. It was moved and then replaced. And then, like I said yesterday, we stopped and made some phone calls after we confirmed or believed that to be Evelyn's body.
And the trash bag, the black trash bag, that's ultimately where Evelyn's body is found.
Underneath, it looks like, yes, there was a black trash bag on top of the one that's in there.
Where did you find the body? And what I mean by that is, did you find the body in the trash can after you had removed it? They're giving you a pointer.
Oh, okay.
That. After you had removed the trash can from the building, or were you still in the building when you found the body?
Best I can remember, sir, was, like I said, we opened that door and we saw those items. Now we had the knowledge of, she had said that there was maybe to look for a trash can. So that alerted us. Red flag went off, if you will. That time, I think I removed some items on top of that and maybe moved the can. But like I said, once I felt the can, it had some significant weight to it, more so than a regular trash can has household trash in it. Removed some items off the top of that, and then that's when I first saw the leg of Evelyn's body. Like I said, I replaced it or resituated best I can, stopped what we were doing, and made the appropriate phone calls.
So you say you replaced it?
Set it back, yes, close to.
Set the trash can back in. Did you set the stuff back in the trash can that was on top of the body?
I don't recall putting those items back on top. I think once those items were removed, and some of the items I remember specifically, there was a bread bag, an empty bread bag that was in that top portion of the trash. And I recall it having a September 2019 expiration date, which again alerted us that, hey, this wasn't there like the rest of that stuff I testified to was obvious to me. It had been there for years. And now you had these couple bags of trash in this can that looked out of place or looked more recent. And I think, after seeing that, opening that bread bag with that date, obviously that date gave us an idea that this was a window of time that was recent, that fit close to the proximity that Evelyn was reported missing.
So the black trash bag in Exhibit 17, it appears to be pressed down in the trash can.
Yes, sir. Correct? Yes, sir.
So at some point you took it out of the trash can. Yes, sir.
That was, as I best recall, that was the first thing removed from that can.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 15.
Okay.
Is that the same black trash bag?
Yes, sir. As best I recall, you can only see that portion in that last picture, and that's after it's kind of been opened.
Okay.
To inspect the contents inside.
Okay. So that picture was taken after you open the door, obviously. Did you take the trash bag out of the can, or did you?
I can't recall if I did or not.
Veronica said, how can people get a good night's sleep after doing this shit? I'll never understand that. I will never understand that. It would be so hard to see that trash can thrown back down and then stop, like having to sit it down and then stop and not pull that baby out immediately, because that would be your response, even if she was deceased. And that's why they tell like parents not to go searching and things like that, because if you come upon your child deceased, you're going to run and grab them. You're going to hold them. You're going to cry. You're going to scream. So that's why they tell parents not to search, to let the police do it. But it would be hard regardless, like anybody. If I did anybody, it would be hard not to run up and try to see if they're alive, try to help them. I've got a story I'll tell y'all later. My husband actually witnessed a car accident, and it traumatized him. I'll tell y'all that story one day. If we have time, I'll tell you today.
Like I said, I think I did, because to inspect the bigger bag that was down in the bottom of the can with Evelyn's body.
Okay, did you place the black trash bag back in the can?
I can't recall if I did or not. Like I said, once we confirmed that was Evelyn's body, or what we believed to be, we stopped. I can't remember if I placed it back in there or set it to the side.
Now, I assume there's a protocol to how you all would handle a scene like this. Could
Yes.
you walk me through that?
Well, typically, like I said, this was a looking for Evelyn's body, because
I'll try to make it quick, so we can watch this. Ali X said, I wonder if they did DNA on the gum in the trash. That I would think they did to prove whose trash it was. I would hope so. The story about the car accident is my husband was going to work, and he took the exit off of the interstate like thing to go to, off the belt line is what it's called, to go to his job. And there was a paint van in front of him. And the man fell asleep, I guess, when he took the exit and hit the trees. And my husband was driving right behind him. And the van hit the tree. And when it hit the tree, there was so much like paint bucket, like the big 5-gallon buckets of paint in the back and tools and all that. And it all came forward because of the impact of him hitting the tree, and it pinned this man against the steering wheel, and it like crushed his chest. And my husband was like he opened the back of the fucking van. I think he called 911, or somebody else did. He opened the back of the van and he's pulling everything out of the van and just throwing it everywhere. And the EMS gets there and he's like screaming, get the stuff off the man, get the stuff off the man. We got to get it off. We got to help him breathe. And they pulled him out and they were like, there's nothing we can do. And he was like freaking out. He was like, no, get the shit out of the van. We got to get it out. And he's 6 foot tall, like 250 pound solid muscle. So he was just throwing 5-gallon paint buckets, just throwing it everywhere. And it freaked him out. And he said, all we can do is just hold his hand because we can't get it. There's nothing we can do. And it really traumatized my husband because he held his hand while he died because there was nothing he could do. It was really horrible. But again, you see something like that and that's going to be your reaction. You're going to want to try to help. And so that's why they tell people, it's hard. And it would be hard to set that trash can back down and not do something.
Was based off of what the phone call had come in to come there to search for items that he had said had been brought there and placed in the yard barn. We found those items. I think Detective or Special Agent Gratz and Haraz with the Sheriff's Department.
He's okay. It was right after we first got together, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. But I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine being in that situation, like trying to help this man. You just saw it happen and just the EMS telling you have to stop. There's nothing we can do. Like he come home with cuts all on his fingers and all up his arms where he was pulling the shit out of the van that day.
Started looking, inspecting, and made the decision to take that. And then the process of that led us to just to look in the playhouse where we found these items. So for protocol, I guess there's not a checklist to start looking, but once items are found, the protocol is to photograph those, bag those, seal those bags, mark those bags, and ultimately send them to our TBI labs for examination.
And I assume the protocol would be not to contaminate other pieces of evidence there. You want to keep everything as separate as possible.
As best we can.
You described the situation where you all placed her body on a clean body bag.
Yes, sir.
And I think you said y'all put wax paper on the porch prior to doing that.
I think it was like a butcher paper, this rolled butcher paper, then the body bag on top of that. And then as we were removing the contents of the trash can, it was onto the body bag.
The black bag, when you inspected it, anything significant in it?
Like I said, the only thing that sticks out is that bread bag with the date. Kind of, like I said, that other stuff had been there for years, it appeared to me, and the others. And this appeared to be recent, and that date on that bag, I recall.
Okay. If I could approach the court reporter, Judge.
Oh, thank you guys. I had to step away. The only creamer I have for today just spilled on the table. You guys were saying, oh, that's horrible. Bless your husband. That's traumatizing. Yeah. He held his hand until he passed away. He said, I'm not trying to get graphic, but like he said, he could see him, like he was gasping for air. It was horrible. It's horrible. It's hard for him to talk about it now without tearing up. Oh, I didn't say, I just say that because, I would think that anybody would, like, if you saw something like that, adrenaline would kick in and you would, try to, do whatever you could to help, Hey, Exquisite said we witnessed a head-on collision and my husband jumped out and ran to pull the car on fire out. To put the car on fire out, sorry. The man was deceased with his face caved in, his arm severed, sitting in this man's lap. Oh my God. I am so sorry. These are all horrible. Oh my God. That's so horrible. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. That's crazy. But again, like you're saying, your husband, went up, tried to put the car that was on fire out. It's a normal reaction for us to want to be there and try to help, not necessarily be there, but when we see something like that, to try to help. And I couldn't imagine being a detective, seeing this baby in the trash can and not being able to do anything because you have to get all the evidence. Yeah, it wouldn't stop me either, but I don't know. Yeah, if my child was missing, I'd be out searching every day. Like, I wouldn't care. And I'd probably have somebody with me to hold me back if I found my child deceased, because I would run up. And that's the thing, you don't want to destroy evidence, but if you see your child hurt, you're not going to be able to not run up, Yeah, it did. The picture made us all want to jump through and grab the baby. Oh my goodness, Alex, I'm so sorry. I'm glad they prayed for you. You'd be surprised at the power of prayer. Yeah. Sometimes a good memory is not great, and you do just want to forget things. I have a photographic memory. It's gotten worse over the years. Like, I can remember seeing something, but not where I put it.
Agent Fraley, I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 11. You recognize that?
It looks like, yeah, that's one of the pictures introduced yesterday.
Okay,
That's the playhouse with the door open, showing the trash can inside the doorway.
and that's the front porch of the where you ultimately place the body back, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could, you have that pointer still?
Yes, sir.
Could you point for the jury and show them where you placed the paper, where you placed the bag?
Can you raise that? Does that raise up anymore? Okay, yeah, that's
better.
Yeah, it was on this porch right here.
And take that one down. So if we could go back to that for just a minute.
Okay.
Over here on the side, can you see what looks to be like this wire?
This right here?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to show you another picture.
Okay.
Does that appear to be the same wire?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that appears to be an accurate representation of the porch at some point during that night.
Yes, sir.
We'd move this as the next exhibit, Judge. Right. Go.
You see everybody over here. Right, go ahead and start.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 21.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
Yes, that was one of the photos introduced yesterday depicting the removal of the trash bag containing Evelyn's body from the can onto the body bag.
And that was done on the front of the porch, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was, at the time you all did that, the wire and stuff, was that kept away from that body bag, or?
Best I recall, we moved those items in order to clear the front porch to do this.
Okay, to keep from contaminating anything.
We have to provide room as a flat space, the most convenient place for that. But it was, like I said, right there on the front porch. I think it was moved off to the side of the playhouse.
If we could go back to the last, actually. We'll put back up exhibit 46. Exhibit 46, I'm showing you around the wire and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Does it appear to you that there are some leaves and debris under the wire?
I can't make it. I'm sorry. I can't make out exactly what that is.
Now, approach the witness. Do you recognize what that is?
Like I said, that's a little clearer picture. That's not.
What is that a picture of?
It looks to be a portion of that picture.
Sorry.
Is it up in this portion here? That area, is that a zoomed in
Yes,
of that area?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that's a little clearer.
Okay, do you recognize that picture that you have in front of you?
Yes, sir. Like I said, it looks to be the middle portion of that. And it's a little clearer now that it does appear leaves, maybe some grass or hay or something there underneath that wire in this area.
Okay.
And also it appears maybe 2 insect pupae right there.
If I may, I would ask that the picture is identified with the next exhibit.
No. Who said?
We could ask to publish this at this time. Agent Fraley, is that a better
Yes, sir.
picture for you to
Yes,
describe
sir.
to the jury?
It is.
I believe you said you saw some leaves.
Yes, sir. It looks like maybe right there.
Uh-huh.
And that might, that area right there is on what I said looked like grass or hay, possibly.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry,
Oh,
those two right there is what I said looked like insect.
You described those as pupae.
Yes, that's,
You talked about pupae yesterday. What's pupae?
it's just where an insect, once an egg is formed, it's formed as larva. In the middle of that stage before it fully develops into an adult, that's the stage of that.
Okay, so the egg would be laid and then it forms into this. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
That pupae, do they move on their own?
Yes, they're living organisms and they feed, which, like I testified yesterday, it's common with human decomposition that the eggs are laid on that.
If this becomes too much, please feel free to leave. I'll put my banner up. I know it's hard to hear about the insect activity on the deceased body. It's important as far as telling the time of death and all of that. They do that through the insect activity, but it is a hard subject to listen to, especially when you're talking about a baby. So if it becomes too much, please feel free to leave and come back. The only thing I've come up with so far as why she did this was because that boy Hunter wanted to be with somebody without children, which I honestly think he just told her that because he was sleeping with all the women at the chicken shack and he didn't want to have a relationship with her. He basically just wanted to hit it and quit it. And so he came up with the excuse that he wanted to be with somebody without children. And this crazy biatch got rid of the children, basically was going to start over. It happens. Women do it for whatever reason. They'll get with somebody and they'll have children from a previous relationship and they'll get rid of the children and try to start over. I don't know why. It's got to be some kind of psychological disorder.
Decomposing human flesh, and that's where they develop from there.
You say they're living organisms, but in fact, a pupae is an insect in its inactive, immature form between larva and adult.
It's in the middle.
It's an inactive form.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So they don't crawl around, do they?
Like I said, the eggs are laid and then they develop into an adult.
Okay, that's the stage before they become larvae. which would move around.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you about the, so when you found the body in the trash can, it was in a bag, correct?
Yes, sir.
Evelyn had leaves in her hair.
I don't recall that. I don't recall that.
Were there any leaves in that trash can?
I don't recall.
You say you don't. When you say you don't recall, I guess I want you to clarify. Did you say I don't remember? You saying I don't remember, or I don't remember?
Even reviewing the pictures yesterday, I don't remember saying. I mean, it's been 5 years, but even reviewing those, I don't remember seeing leaves inside of those.
So you don't think there were leaves in the trash can or her hair?
Like I said, I don't remember seeing those even after the review of those photographs yesterday.
Okay. I want to talk about the body. Obviously, when you find it, you had to move it to some degree.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you would have done your best to have placed it back you moved it out of the trash can and then placed it back like it was, I'm assuming.
No, sir.
Okay. Tell me what you did.
Are you talking about removing the body and then putting it back in?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's incorrect.
Okay. Tell
No,
me.
once we went into the playhouse, opened that door, saw what we saw, the trash can, the 2 bags that, like I said, were obvious to us that they didn't match everything else in that playhouse. It was, and then confirming, like I said, with the information that Megan had.
Exactly. They want to factory reset their life and basically start over. And what gets me is a lot of times they won't let the father of the children have the children. Like, if you want to start over, fine, do so. But give your children to the father of the child, to the grandparents, call social services and say, hey, I'm having these issues. I'm trying to start my life over. I need to do something with these children because I might hurt them, whatever. There's something that could be done instead of just getting rid of the children. Like, it's got to be some kind of psychological disorder, which again, I'll never understand why people commit murder either, especially in this day and age where you're tracked by everything, your car, your phone, everything. So why is it that you think you could get away with murder? Like, I'll never understand, but people do. Hey, Bazard.
And provided to us.
Okay.
The trash can was in play. That first black bag removed, and then I talked about the empty bread bag that had expiration date. That confirmed this wasn't in the time frame of this other stuff with the dust and the cobwebs. Pulled that off, and that's when the odor of decomposition appeared or was present. And then pulled that fleece blanket back, and then that's when I saw the leg and the foot. That's when we stopped at that point. Then made our phone calls, forensic pathology, medical examiner, DA's office, and our chain of command.
So I assume you made as minimal of movement as the body as possible.
Yes, sir. Again, because we were, number one, trying to confirm if that was her. We were optimistic and hopeful it was. And once we verified that, at that point, we stopped and waited on them for guidance.
But it would be fair to say you moved the body.
Absolutely. We did. But like I said, not from the trash can and then put it back.
But you had to move it within the trash can in order to see what you see.
No, again, just pulled the blanket back and saw that leg and foot. The body wasn't moved. Now, it may have moved when we moved the trash can, but we didn't physically touch the body, remove it, and replace it.
So fair to say you didn't try to move it, but when you moved the trash can, it could have moved.
Yes, sir. Absolutely could have moved.
Judge, could I have just a minute?
Was that the date on the bag found, the bread bag found in the trash? That's interesting. Oh, I like this detective too.
Did you collect any evidence there yourself? I know, and what I'm saying is typically, at least for the jury, I'll explain the question. I know you know what I'm asking you, but typically a lot of law enforcement people are there. One person may collect this, one person may collect that. Did you collect any of the evidence there?
I recall when we first got there and we were in that yard barn where all that evidence was. I think Gratz wanted, Special Agent David Gratz wanted all of that taken. I think I assisted in that. And then, like I said, then went to the playhouse, found Evelyn's body, was active in processing that. Those bags, what wasn't sent to the forensic center for autopsy, which included Megan's body and the clothing, the blanket, those other items were collected. They were transferred from that scene over to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department, where we continued to process. But I think I was party to that as well. So I think to answer your question, what you're getting at, if I collected evidence items, and yes, I did.
Do you know which items?
I'd have to look at those lists because they were, it was voluminous in the items that were collected. It was dozens, I believe.
Allie said this lawyer's questioning is not helping the defense. Right. And I believe it's the defense that is asking the questions, because the prosecutor sounds like,
for dry, red eyes, clear eyes is awesome. It removes redness and has an ingredient to moisturize. Wow.
and that's not what I'm hearing right now. So I'm pretty sure it's the defense asking questions, and they're not helping at all. So I find this interesting. I wonder what their angle is.
I'd have to see that list to refresh my memory.
Because that's all the questions I have for Agent Fraley. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Just briefly, Judge.
Agent Fraley, Mr. Scott asked you some questions about the moving of the body after you located it in the trash can. When you first saw the trash can and the black bag that was in there, how would you describe them as far as where they were positioned in the trash can?
Like I said, trash can, as we've seen in these photographs, the black bag was on top. Then you see it kind of opened. That's where the bread bag was. After that was removed, then was the white trash bag. After that is opened, then the next thing visible was the gray and white fleece blanket. Pulled that back, and that's when I first saw the legs. So if that answers your question.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, was the black trash bag just sitting on the top, or had it been pushed down inside, or
did
you have, in other words, did you have to pull it out?
I pulled it out. Yes, sir.
Okay. And the white trash bag, again, was it pushed down in there? Or did you?
Yes, it was compressed almost to a degree of compression that it created like a vacuum coming out when we removed the bag from the can.
Okay, so it wasn't just gently placed.
No, absolutely not.
All right. And
so she shoved that baby down in there, and it made like basically a suction, a vacuum noise when it came out, which is even more disturbing. Bazard said the defense angle is going to be, quote, our client found her daughter dead and freaked out because she's 18 freaking years old, unquote. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Shaking my head. Right? But again, we were talking yesterday about how 18-year-old, it doesn't matter how old you are, there's 16-year-olds that have children and love those children and give them the best life ever. So I'm not with the she was young, dumb, and full of you know what. I'm not doing it. Danky Dane said, I think she smothered her, tried, and baby Evelyn was in a coma-like state when she shoved her in that trash can, breaking her neck backwards, killing her slowly the rest of the way. Oh my God. Sorry I was graphic, but yeah, I think so too. I think she was, for whatever reason, in a comatose state, and she finished dying alone in that trash can with the trash. Like, I'm angry and hurt and upset for this child. And we care more about this child, evidently, than her own damn mother did. Hey, Amanda, good to see you, love.
And to the extent that you have already testified, you did not in any way, once you located the body in the trash can, manipulate it, pull it out. You didn't pull the trash bag up to look and see what else was in there. You all didn't do anything else with that until the medical examiner arrived.
No, like I said, we stopped. And even once it was removed, it was a gentle process where it was removing the bag containing the body, tilting that can onto the body bag on the.
Thank you, Agent Fraley. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you, John.
The trash can, you all moved it outside of the building before the medical examiner got there.
I can't remember exactly, but that we could have moved that to the front porch to remove that black bag with the bread bag and then placed it back. I can't say 100% if that was done, but it could have been.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's all, Judge.
It's easy to we don't understand.
I have served as additional subpoena on him if he needed later.
Agent Friendly, thank you for your testimony in this case. You're still under subpoena, so we need to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
State called Tommy Boswell.
Unless anyone, did any of the jurors need rights?
All right, this is going to be her daddy. Asphyxiation, I do believe, yeah. That's what I've heard. Dainty said or Allie said she could have been mad. She was crying. It's possible. No lungs, that could have been full of water, right? I couldn't imagine that either, Bazard. Hey, Irene, I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. It's good to see you, love. Dainty said, and with no other cause of death, it comes down to common sense on the murder. No poison or head trauma, no lungs full of water. Right.
I gotta be in your microphone. Raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Tommy Boswell, Sr.
Solemnly swear affirm testimony about to give you the truth, all people in the truth.
Yes, sir.
Speak in the microphone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
If you would, you'd like Judge S, scoot up close to that microphone.
All right. How's
There
that?
you go. That's better. You're Tommy Boswell, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Boswell.
Yeah, I can't get anything out of Tennessee either. I wish I could. Tash, you're good, love. Thank you for being here. I like that the way they said they were gentle too, because it's important.
Boswell, where do you live?
543 Muddy Creek Road, Bluntville.
Hey,
Right.
again,
Is
Angela.
that here in Sullivan County?
Yes, sir.
And you are the father of the defendant, Megan Boswell. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
She's your daughter? Okay. And Evelyn is your granddaughter?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Megan's mother, who is she?
I've noticed that, Alex.
Angel Boswell.
All right.
Or Jones.
Okay. And two of you, are you still married?
No, we've been divorced since
2016?
Yes.
How long were you all married?
17, 18 years, something like that.
Megan lived with the two of you when she was growing up?
Mainly lived with my mom and dad.
Okay. And where did they live?
Right below me. We lived on the same piece of property.
Okay. They're on Muddy Creek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you have problems with Megan that eventually led to her being placed in foster care?
Well, that's her mother's fault for not sending her to school. And she'd come to stay with me. And then she wanted to go stay with her mom. I said, you got to school. We got to go to court Friday. And I said, you don't go to school tomorrow. I said, we'll send you off. Well, she went to stay with her mom. Mom didn't send her to school. Went to court. Stayed.
He sounds like the voice of reason. This on the stand is Tommy Boswell, father to Megan Boswell. Free Gaza, good to see you. Brittany Perry, thank you for being here. I really appreciate y'all being here. It gives me the ability to cover the cases. So I really appreciate you. Bazard said, my question would be, why exactly leave the body on dad's property? Like, how stupid do you have to be? Like, extra stupid. It's a place that I mean, it was her home. It was in her playhouse. It was where she felt comfortable, where she thought that they wouldn't find her.
Stay Tucker.
Now, let's back up a little bit. This was after you and Angel were divorced.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. How old was Megan when all this took place?
The divorce, or which part?
When Megan went into foster care?
I think she's about 17.
Okay. She in high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, while Megan was in foster care, were you aware that she had a child?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was that child?
That was Evelyn, my granddaughter.
All right. Do you remember when she was born?
I'm so nervous today. I can tell you the date if.
All right.
Oh, he's nervous. That's so sad. Did he just say that she had the child while in foster care? That's interesting.
Just November 2018?
That's right.
Sound
Yeah.
about right? Okay. During this time that she was in foster care, were you working with DCS to get her back into your custody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I done everything in my power.
Okay. What sorts of things were they having you do?
I meet the foster care parents on different weekends. We went to church events, different things like that. And they finally let me get her on the weekends, and then she'd come over and stay.
All right. And she had Evelyn during this time with her?
No, Evelyn wasn't born then.
Okay. Did you do that after Evelyn was born?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Evelyn was born while she was in foster care, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at some point in time,
Okay. Oh, hey, Bazard. It's good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Just got back home from work, so I'm gonna try to relax and unwind, and then get back to it later on tonight.
Yeah. I hope you had a good day at work.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty
Awesome.
good. But yeah, I was gonna agree with you. He seems to be the only quote unquote reasonable person in this family situation.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you find out that the mom like knew that there was a possibility that she would be taken for not going to school and just let her not go to school, and mom's in and out of prison. It's really interesting to me though that she had Evelyn while she was in foster care. That's again going to help the defense in that she was young, dumb, and fully, you know what, because like the
Mhm.
immaturity level and the fact that she had this child while she herself was in foster care is going to be good for the defense. I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
And I was gonna say, I think what the angle like they're gonna go with, which I know I said in chat, but it probably would be a mix of I was young, stupid, and then probably she'll say I was abused and I just freaked out and didn't know what to do. Like somewhere in that ballpark. That's what I think they're gonna go with.
Yep. Definitely seems feasible.
did Megan or Maggie come back to live with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
I don't remember exact dates. It was after Evelyn was born.
All right. Okay. So Evelyn was born in November 2018.
Yes, sir.
So at some point in time after that?
I can't remember exactly the dates, but she was real little whenever they come back.
All right. And that's to your, when you say she came back, was that to your house there at Muddy Creek?
Muddy Creek, yeah. Okay. Megan and Evelyn come back.
So they were both living there with you. Who else was in the house all the time?
I had my little daughter and my son, and then my soon-to-be ex-wife was there, and she had her little boy part-time.
All right. When you say soon-to-be ex-wife, that's someone different than Angel, correct?
Yes, this is Ashley.
Ashley. And when you say Ashley, what's her last
Rosenbaum.
name? Ashley Rosenbaum. Okay. Were the two of you married at that time or dating? Or?
Not that time. We were engaged.
Okay. All right. When Megan came back to live with you, was she working? Did you help her out? How did she support herself?
I supported her.
Okay.
I supported her when she.
If you want to talk, just let me know, Bazard. I was just sitting here thinking about her, like not going to school. It would be hard as a mom when you have a child that's like, okay, you need to go to school. I'm going to get in trouble if you don't go to school. And then they hit you with the not I'm sick, but like I'm pregnant. Like I don't feel good because I'm pregnant. Like I could understand how it could happen, especially considering how manipulative she is and how it seems that, she got her way a lot. But I mean, that's a hard situation. I'll give it that. That would be a very hard situation to be in as a child.
I can see that. Like this is why these cases to me when they're younger murderers, it comes down to, are they, because of their brain functioning, are they really that kind of dark and evil? The whole, like, I guess to say, are you born evil and all that kind of stuff?
Right.
Or the circumstances that made you that way. And, in this case, now looking over certain things, it could be a mix. I think she definitely seems to have a lot of manipulative and narcissistic ways about herself. But then there's also like probably some things could have happened to her in foster care. I mean, I've had relatives that went through that process, and it's a very hard thing. So, and at a young age, so it could be a mix of multiple things, but it's not going to justify you killing, or even if you didn't kill your child, but just lying about it, and then the way you just left the child's body. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I think there is a lot of trauma going on in Megan's life from a very young age. But, again, it doesn't justify what she did. And I think she needs to be held accountable. But it makes me just understand the whole she was really young and immature thing a little bit better. Not that I'm giving her a pass for it,
Right. Right. No, there's no excuse. No excuse. Even if it was like an accident, you need to be responsible You can still be a kid and still take an adult action to, I'm not saying alleviate the situation, but I mean, what's done is done, but yeah, there's nothing coming back from this on her end.
Right, exactly. Some of you are saying Dainty Dane says I agree. Free Gaza, no, I'm not. I'm putting out videos on the documents in the Madeline Soto case. I will have another video out too talking about a situation with Madeline's chorus teacher. I've been putting those out on videos because we're covering the Megan Boswell trial, and this will take like all day. So when I get done with this, I'll be putting out videos. A lot of times people don't want to hear me read documents, so I put them out in the videos or try to, so that if you do want to hear me read the documents, like you can play the video. Also, Hio, our lovely Xiosandra Firelight, has been doing videos, like short little videos, basically telling you what each document means. So definitely check those out. Ali X said, I'm surprised the school thing because you can quit at 16. Yeah, you can, but if it's a stipulation of like let's say CPS stepped in and was like, okay, there's an issue here. You need to do X, Y, and Z in order to keep your child, and they didn't do X, Y, and Z. Maybe that's why. And even at being 16, if you quit school, you have to go into some kind of like GED program. So maybe again, that would be why. Becky said, crazy verdict at Dainty Dane. Granny might be the third, Granny might third time's a charm.
Yeah, that's a creepy case right there.
Yeah. Okay.
When she's with them people. Bought her whatever she needed and give her money and stuff.
Okay. Well, tell the jury, because we don't know how. What sorts of things did you do to help her out?
I give her money. She had my credit card number. She'd get stuff on there. I mean, if she needed anything, the baby needed anything, I seen to it they had it.
Okay. We heard some information that came out earlier today about Megan having a car. Did you have anything to do with that?
I bought her a brand new car, paid cash for it, get $20,000 cash for it.
Oh my goodness.
And her the title to it.
Did you help out with expenses for taking care of Evelyn?
Yes, sir.
She was living there?
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Stearns parents, just trying to take care of Stearns, kind of coddled him a lot, made sure he had everything he wanted, everything he needed, babied him to an extent, and then what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Becky P said grandpa has it together, bless him. I was trying to see what else y'all were saying. Hio said, in most states, you cannot legally quit school at 16. Most require students to attend school until they are 17 or 18 years old, meaning you would need to check your local laws to be sure. But generally dropping out at 16 is not allowed without specific exceptions, like a court order or a job training program with parental consent. Yeah. It's really young. It's 17 in Arkansas and 16 in Oklahoma. Some states will let them drop out at 16. Some won't. Either way, I think it would, even if she couldn't drop out at 16, I think if I had to guess, it was probably a stipulation per CPS.
Yeah, I bought everything while she was there. Bought diapers, just whatever babies need.
So how long did Megan and Evelyn end up staying there at the house with you?
I don't know exactly. I don't want to lie to you. Just a few months. It wasn't that long.
Okay. Just a few months?
Yeah.
Well, what happened that caused her not to be living with you anymore?
Not clean her room, to be honest with you. I mean, I had my two little ones. Ashley had her boy part-time. Then we had Megan and my granddaughter, and Megan didn't want to clean her room, and that's causing problems between me and her.
Okay. So did she leave your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did she go from there?
I think she went to my mom's for a few days, and then she went up to the trailer park.
Okay. Judge, could I see exhibit number 1? Should be diagram. I mean, I'm sorry.
I think it'd be more like not following the rules, maybe not necessarily not cleaning your room. That's just the straw that broke the camel's back from what it's.
Well, I'm going to show you what's.
That's what I think too.
Exhibit number 6. You see that on the screen in front of you?
Yes.
All right. Does that look like an accurate diagram of of your property where you live out there on Muddy Creek? You recognize
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. And if you're looking at the diagram up there at the top, it says Tommy Boswell trailer.
Yeah.
Is that where you were living? Is that
Yeah,
where you live?
that's a house. It's not
Okay.
a trailer.
Okay. And then down below that, what's labeled as residence, is that the trailer where your mom was
Yeah,
living?
that's where mom lives.
Okay. So she left your place up at the top there, Tommy Boswell,
Mhm.
and then she moved just down, same piece of property, but there to
Yeah.
where it shows as residence.
Until her and Ashley got the trailer cleaned up and ready for her to move into it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, do you know how long she lived there at your mom's residence?
No, I don't, sir. I mean,
Is it a long time? Weeks, months?
No, maybe a week or two. It wasn't long.
So where did she go from there?
To the trailer.
Okay. When you say
trailer park.
Okay. Did you or your son, family members own a trailer park?
Yeah.
You're referring to it as a trailer park.
Yeah.
But we don't know what that is.
Yeah, we own the trailer park. And, we give her a trailer.
Okay. Where was this trailer park located?
I can't think of that road.
Is it here in Sullivan
Yeah,
County?
sure, in Sullivan County. It's Sugar. I can't think of the name of that road, sir.
Did you say Sugar?
I think it's Sugar something. Is it Sugar Holler?
Sugar Hollow. Okay.
Is that the name of it?
Okay. Well, I can't answer. I'm asking questions. So
Okay.
you got to answer.
Yeah.
All right. So was that something you owned or your son owned? Or
My son owned it.
Okay, your son owned it. So how was it? Explain to me exactly what happened as far as Megan's living arrangements were concerned there at the trailer park.
What do you mean? She
Well,
didn't pay no rent, no light bills. I mean, she didn't pay no bills. If
Okay.
that's what you're asking.
Okay, so you had a trailer out there and you let her go live there.
Yeah, and I paid all the bills.
Okay. Did she live there by herself or who lived there with her?
It's amazing to me that these children who are handed everything in life go out and do things like this. Like, you don't realize what you've been handed. I wish I had been able to live in a house, a trailer. I wouldn't give a crap, for free. No light bill, no water, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me to hear, how they have it made.
I think as they become egotistical, and if they already had like issues beforehand, it's like now as they get older and they can see that, well, my mom and dad would do whatever I want for me almost. I can just do whatever I want.
Yep. To the point of trying to think you can get away with the murder of your child.
Yeah.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, her just her and Evelyn.
Do you remember when this was that she moved into that trailer?
Goodness, no, I don't, sir.
Okay. Did you say
all this stuff I tried to put back in my brain and to want to forget it, and I'm trying my best to remember it. And,
well, we appreciate that. Okay. So she and Evelyn are living in this trailer by themselves out on Sugar Hollow. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh God, y'all. If y'all need to take
Yeah.
a minute, please feel free to do so. He's about to cry. This is so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I couldn't imagine this man tried to give her everything and he was so hurt.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
If you need a minute, let us know.
I'm good.
Okay. Did you ever go out and see Megan and Evelyn when they lived there at the trailer?
A few times.
Okay. Did you see the condition of the trailer? What it looked like?
Most of the time I'd stay outside. She'd come outside to be pretty because I look around, pick up garbage and stuff.
So
But a couple times I went in, but not that much.
Did she have Evelyn with her?
Yeah.
When you were out there? Okay. So did there come a point in time at which you realized Megan was no longer living there in the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
No, I don't remember the dates.
Did you do something as a result of the fact that Megan was no longer?
Oh, yeah. I told her, I said, if you're not going to live there, I said, you need to let snow. I said, we need to rent that.
Okay. And did you do something?
Yeah, I told her, I said, if you're going to live with Hunter, I said, you need to move your stuff out.
Okay. And did she do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to clean it out or do anything to it before you could re-rent the trailer?
There's a guy.
I mean, I'm sure he did if she couldn't even get her to clean her own dang room at the house. Jenny Jen said, if this becomes too much for anybody, feel free to take a break and come back on the replay. We will save a seat for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think she probably had that trailer look like shit from the inside, and then she would like come out and maybe bring Evelyn out there to show it to her grandfather. But because it sounds like he never went inside to see what it looked like.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to, considering the whole reason she left Daddy's house was because she didn't clean her room. See, that for me, like, I'm not, if you can't even clean your room at my house, I'm dang sure not about to let you have one of my trailers that I can rent out and be making money off of, because you ain't going to keep it clean either.
And then
But
have a baby. Yeah.
yeah, but it sounds like he doted over her. I mean, it does remind me a lot of the Stearns
Yeah, it does.
with Stephen. His world, Rachel said his world is falling apart. Poor Daddy. Yeah, it is. And the fact he's outside picking up trash. Yep. Imagine how it looks inside. Right, Dainty Dane. Hey, Nina.
Worked with us. He took care of the park, as you say. He got free rent, and he cleaned it up and done stuff like that, mowed.
Right, Nina?
Well, do you remember what the condition of the trailer was when Megan moved out?
It was pretty dirty.
Okay.
No doubt.
Did he have to do anything, or did you have to pay to have anything done to the trailer to be able to re-rent it?
Oh, yeah.
And what was that?
Just cleaned all the furniture and stuff out and cleaned it up, and they had to replace some of the floor, which was bad.
Did Megan leave anything behind in the trailer, or did she take it? Well, let me ask you this way: did she take all her stuff with her?
I didn't go through the trailer.
Okay. This guy that you hired.
He did, and I told him, I said, whatever's left. She said she didn't want it, and I said, there's a truck there. Load it in the truck, take it to landfill. That's what we done. Whoever moved out, we clean them out. That's what we do.
Okay. So you loaded up a bunch of stuff in the truck and hauled it out, or had this guy do that?
Yep.
All right. You know where Megan was staying? You said she was no longer living
She's
in the trailer.
supposed to have been living with Hunter.
Okay. Is that Hunter Wood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Was that, as far as you know, was that her boyfriend at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Had you met Hunter?
Not at that time, I don't think.
Okay. Do you remember when the first time that you met Hunter was?
Goodness. It was either when she came up Earth Angel to get my two little ones, or when we went to Gatlinburg for Christmas, or Pigeon Forge.
Okay. So you went with, well, let me ask you this. Who did you go to?
Hunter, my son, and his family, and me and my family, and Megan and Hunter went.
Okay. And when was that again?
That was the day after Christmas or the day before Christmas. I can't remember exactly.
All right. So it's around Christmas. You met Hunter.
Yep.
Who was he there with Megan?
Yeah.
All right.
I could have met him before that. I don't remember now. I don't want to lie to you, but that's the best of my knowledge.
Okay. Did your trip there at Pigeon Forge, did Megan have Evelyn with her at the time?
No, sir.
Did that seem unusual to you?
Yes, I asked her.
Okay. You asked her what?
Where Evelyn's at.
Okay. Did she tell you?
Said that Ethan had her.
Okay. Do you know who Ethan was?
Yeah, I met Ethan. He's a nice young man. I thought a lot of Ethan.
Okay. And who did you think Ethan was at that time? Or who did she say Ethan was?
Well, they used to date.
Okay.
But she said Ethan was the father, and he wanted to see Evelyn. He'd been in the Army. So I said, I'm going to stand back. If he's going to man up and want to see his child, I'm going to let him see her for a while. And then after a while, I said, enough's enough. It's my turn.
Okay. So at that time, when you went on this trip, she told you Evelyn's with Ethan?
Yes.
Okay. And you thought that was a good thing?
Yeah. I mean.
Okay. After this trip to Pigeon Forge, did you see Megan after Christmas?
Here, there, very rarely.
I mean, again, the more he talks, I feel bad for him. He probably heard that he was with Ethan, the guy that was in the Army, and he thought, oh, okay, well, he's with her, she's with him. He's a stand-up guy. He's in the military, taking care of her. He's getting to see his child. How wonderful is that? Like, thinking it's all a good thing, and then you find out later it's just a big fat lie.
His whole world just evaporated,
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I feel so bad for him.
See, this is what stuff I think about if I was to be a father. Like, I want to be a parent, but it's just stuff like this where, I don't know. It'd be very hard for me to be thinking where I really be there for my kid or children if they committed a crime, and a serious, heinous crime,
Yeah.
And I can understand parents that want to be there for them, but I guess for me, it's like, do I really want that on my conscience still? You know?
Yeah, because you're never going to stop loving them no matter what they do.
Hmm.
And trying to support them. That's why I don't go after the Stearns real bad about putting money on Stefan's book, because that, I mean, it you can see how they coddled him and stuff and how they loved him. So of course they're going to support him. That's still their child at the end of the day. And it would be hard to be a parent of a child that had committed a heinous crime like this. Or you think about like maybe a robbery where somebody died and they're in prison for the rest of their life off of a 30-second decision.
Hmm.
And you as a parent know that that's not them. They just made a bad choice, and you're dealing with that for the rest of their life. It's just, it would be a hard place to be in.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, I just recently saw something on the Law and Order Network about a young son. I think it was in Florida, another Florida case. A young man turned in his dad because his dad asked him to help him with something with like trying to recover email information or something to that effect, and he found out that his dad is a child molester, or he had photos of young girls. So it was
Oh no.
like his son turned him in. It's like I feel like I would turn in my child, but it's, I guess my part would be, I would always love them, but I think it'd just be very difficult to process what they did and then to see them every day,
Absolutely.
or try to go see them if they were in prison.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a hard one. And depending on, the severity, I mean, the tears get worse. Yeah, it would be really hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Just here there, not that much.
Here there. Okay. Did you see Evelyn?
No, last time I seen Evelyn was on Thanksgiving.
Did you ever, in those times that you saw Megan after Christmas, did you ever ask her, hey?
Yes, I asked her numerous times.
And what did she tell you?
Ali X said, had Ethan ever seen Evelyn? I wonder why he didn't do a DNA test before he signed the birth certificate. I'm not sure if he had ever seen her. I know he joined the military like right after she was born. But again, think about Megan Boswell. Of course she's going to lie to him and be like, oh yeah, this is your child. We're having a baby. Like how manipulative she is and how pathological she is at lying. I think it would be easy for him to believe that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably was devastated when he found out she wasn't.
Tell you.
She kept coming up with different stories and different lies.
Okay. And what was she telling you?
First, it was Ethan had her. No. First, I went back up. I'm sorry. Hunter's mom was watching her, and then she come off with Ethan had her. And after it went on for a while, I said, I'm gonna do something about this. Well, she told me that Ethan wouldn't give her back. I said, hey, let's go get an attorney. I said, he can see his daughter, but I see he's not taking her.
Okay. What did she say when you told her that?
I can't remember her exact words. She said, Dad, give me a day or two or something. She said, I'll get her something. And it just lie after lie.
Okay. At any point in time, did you ever see Evelyn?
No. Last time I seen her was on Thanksgiving, sir.
Okay. So,
I don't mean to keep pausing, but that right there told me how much he cared about Evelyn, because he even said, the person they think is the father, like he can see him, but he's not going to keep her. Like, we'll go to court. We'll fight this. She's coming back to my house. I want to see my grandbaby. And then to find this out, my goodness.
And then lie after lie after lie. Yeah.
Yep. I feel so bad for this man right now.
at some point, did you make an ultimatum to Megan about seeing your granddaughter?
Yeah, I told her and I told her mom.
Okay. What'd you tell her?
It was on a weekend. Oh, excuse me. I said, come Monday morning, which I told this to her mom. I said, come high hell water. I said, I'm going to get on the phone. I said, I'm going to find my granddaughter. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I said, I want to know what's going on.
Dainty Dane said, and to know she was in that playhouse, right? To know that your deceased grandchild was in the playhouse you built for your daughter. Like, oh, God.
I said, enough's enough. And that's when I got on the phone and made the phone call. All right. That Monday morning.
All right. And did you talk with, who did you talk with?
I don't know. I can't remember all of their names.
Okay. Was it somebody at DCS?
Yes, sir.
Department of Children's Services?
Mhm.
Okay. And what did you tell them?
I just told him, I told you I hadn't seen my granddaughter and I was worried about her.
Did you tell them how long it had been since you'd seen
Yeah,
your
yeah.
granddaughter?
And then I think they got me in touch with that Miss Constance, said her name.
Okay. Well, I can't answer questions from you, Mr.
Oh, I'm
Boswell.
sorry,
So
but I
if you
can't remember
that's
everybody's
fine. If you
name.
don't, that's fine as
But
well.
I think that's her name, Miss Constance. Okay, I'm saying it right.
And Constance, does she work at DCS?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you talked to her about, again,
Yeah.
the fact that you had not seen Evelyn.
Mhm.
Okay. What happened after you made this report to the Department of Children's Services?
It was long to detectives was up there, best I can remember.
All right. So after you reported, then you start meeting law enforcement officers
Yes,
come to talk to you.
Yep.
Okay. Did you cooperate with them?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
100%. Whatever they needed done or searched or done, I give them permission to do anything.
All right. They come out there to your place, your property out there on
Yes,
Muddy
sir.
Creek?
Mhm.
All right.
Alex said, did Ethan find out the baby was not his before or after she was murdered? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was after she was murdered, but I'm not positive. I'll have to look it up.
Now, this was sometime in February of 2020. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
Okay. Did you keep up? Obviously, at that point in time, you realized something was going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you, as time went on, continue to talk to and cooperate with law enforcement? Talk to them about what was going on?
Mm-hmm.
Keep in touch with them?
Oh, yeah. We stay in touch.
All right. Now, do you remember on March the 6th of 2020, calling the TBI?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was the reason that you called them on that day?
Me and Ashley was talking. Her and Megan used to switch phones all the time.
Okay. Hold on. If you could, I think Mr. Scott had trouble hearing what you said.
Trouble hearing the first thing.
If you could start over and repeat what you just said.
About Ashley and her switching phones.
Well,
Which part?
I think the beginning part of it.
Oh, when I called TBI?
Yes.
Okay. Well, before that, me and Ashley was talking. They used to switch their phones all the time.
Okay. When you say they, are you talking about
But Megan and Ashley, they switch their iPhones and trade backwards and forwards.
Okay.
And I told Ashley, I said, call that TBI guy back and tell him he can have that phone. There might be something on that phone. Because I prayed and done everything I could to help them. And they come back and got the phone.
Okay.
When they got the phone, they got to the gate and I asked Ashley, I said, what about that stuff Megan put in down there in Dad's building? She said, I don't know. I said, well, call them back. Tell them to go down there and look in it.
Okay. All right. And did you all call them back?
Yeah, Ashley did.
Okay. And as a result of calling them back, did law enforcement then return to your property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did you do once they arrived there at your property?
I told them about the building because I come in one day and I remember seeing her car backed up to the building and the door raised.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can I see Exhibit 6 again? Sorry, Judge. All right. Well, you see Exhibit 6, what's been previously introduced to Exhibit 6 again.
Yes, sir.
All right. There should be there's a laser pointer right there when you're standing up when you're standing with a stand right there.
This?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you. If you push the button, can you describe a vehicle being backed up next to the shed? Can you on there
Let's see.
point where?
This one right here.
Okay. You've indicated on there what's
Right there. It's got a roll up
all
door.
right. That's the one directly below what's listed as residence.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so after you showed that to the law
We
enforcement
went
officers,
down there, I rolled the door up. There's a pile full of stuff. And as I was walking away, I saw there's her playhouse back her dad had built for her. They said, can we look at that? I said, do what you need to do.
Okay. Let's back up just a second. When you rolled the door up to the shed,
Mhm.
all right, you saw stuff in there.
Just clothes and miscellaneous stuff like that.
Had you at any time in the months leading up to that been in that shed at all, or anybody been in that shed to your knowledge?
That one there where her clothes are at, yeah, sometimes we're in and out that one because we got some stuff we keep in there.
Okay. All right. So after you look in that building, where do you take law enforcement, or where do you?
I showed them where to. Let me show you on the thing.
Yes, if you don't care.
Let's see. I can't really see it from here. It's right.
I looked and I can't find out if he knew beforehand or not. He might have known beforehand, considering that Evelyn has her mother's last name and not his. But I'm real not sure. I'm not real sure. Rachel said her dad is putting her at the scene. Is my thought. Yeah, he's putting her at the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm. What was the father older than the father of her child?
Her father is older than the father of her child.
No, yeah, was I'm sorry, was Evelyn's father was he like several years older than Megan?
Oh, I think they were around the same age. Although for him to be joining the military when Evelyn was born, he'd have to be 18, and I think she was 16 or 17, so maybe a couple of years. I don't think very much older.
Because for some reason I was thinking he was in his early 20s, maybe like 21 or 22 or 20.
He might have been. I'll have to check it. I'm still looking to see what I can find on his name is Ethan Perry. So I'll see what I can pull on it.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Playhouse.
Playhouse.
Right.
Yeah, as I was walking away, I said, that's the playhouse my dad had built for Megan.
All right. And when was that built for Megan?
See, we moved there in 03, probably around 04, 05. Okay. He built a barn, and when he got done building the barn, he had some leftover lumber, and they made he built a playhouse out of it.
All right. And that was built just for Megan?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else ever use it or play in it? Or?
As far as I know, no.
Okay. And again, in the months leading up to sheriff's office showing up there, had anybody been in that playhouse?
As far as I know, no.
Okay. All right. Your property, Mr. Boswell, in order to get onto the property, is there any gates or?
Yeah, I got a fence and a gate.
I found this. Evelyn was born in November 2018 to Megan Boswell, then 17, and Ethan Perry, then 19. Perry had joined the military a year earlier after graduating high school. Megan Boswell was living with her father and two younger siblings at the family compound in Bluntville at the time of birth. It doesn't tell me anything else about if he knew.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I found on it. So she was 17 and he was 19.
Okay. Yeah, because I knew it was like from what I remembered back then, it was like he was several years older than her. I just couldn't place it. Like, was it early 20s? And then I knew she was younger than him, but I couldn't remember, like, was it 17, 18? I thought it was even 16 because I know, like, in some states, wouldn't be my thing, but 16 to 17 is considered legal. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't even think they're legal at 18. But for me to hear that she was 17 and he was 19, I don't really have an issue with that. I think that, if they're in their teens and they're together, both of them, then it's not really a big deal. I have a problem when you get to like she's 16, 17, he's like 22, 23, 21. Right. That's my issue. But like,
right. Same.
Yeah. I still can't find out if he knew she was his or not. We'll probably find out in the trial if he knew that Evelyn was not his or not. I wish everybody did have a playhouse like that. It was cool. I wish my kids had one like that.
Yeah, I don't remember having anything like that.
I don't either. I mean, she was given the world. Threw it away.
For real.
Okay. And what do you have to do in order to get past that?
It's like a key fob, remote control. You just push it and the gate opens.
Okay. And if you don't have the key fob, you can't open the gate.
No, you can walk around it.
Okay. You can't drive. You can't drive.
No. There's no way you get on my property.
Did Megan have a key fob?
Yes.
Okay. So she could get on the property if she wanted to.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever give a key fob to Hunter?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see Hunter up on your property without Megan?
No.
Mr. Boswell, do you remember giving permission? I know you said you cooperated with law enforcement.
Yes.
You remember giving permission to the sheriff's office to film the entrance to your property with a drone to show the location of that gate and where the shed and playhouse were?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. And do you remember reviewing that drone footage prior to coming into court here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did that footage accurately show the location of where your gate was, the trailer on the property, as well as the shed playhouse?
Yeah, yes. Nothing's changed.
Judge, there's a video drone footage that Mr. Boswell has identified. I'm going to move to make that an exhibit, and we'd ask to publish that to the jury.
Any objection? The full exhibit number 48.
It does sound fancy to have a key fob to get in. He can't even look at her.
You just went away. Yeah. You did something. I mean, I don't think you did it just before you stood up and went. Hold on.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, wow. It's right there. No, the playhouse is behind it. Okay.
Judge, I think I'm just going to.
I'm going to turn Zoom. Let's see if that helps.
It was a nice place.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's a nice property. Just wow. Your own granddaughter literally less than 100 feet.
Yeah. The key fob was to get into that gate. This gate right here, you have to have a key fob to make it open. I stayed on a property where they had that, or you had to have the code to get in, and we typed in the code. Rachel said that defense attorney better not go after him. I hope he doesn't.
He might, just knowing how some of them act.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to, because he's going to try to defend Megan, but it really upsets. I mean, like, I hope he don't go real hard on him, because that man doesn't deserve it.
Wow, that really is a nice property.
It is. And the baby was in this little shed. You see the green roof right there? That's where she was at, I believe.
Jeez, just like I said, 100 feet, less than that. Wow.
Yep.
Mr. Boswell, in the video that was shown, the trailer was labeled Omani's residence.
Yeah.
I think it's her grandmother's house.
Just so we're clear, the jury doesn't get confused. Omani,
Yeah.
Who is that? Or what?
That's my mom.
Okay.
Is that a nickname?
Yeah, it's a nickname.
Okay.
We always start calling it.
Okay. So that's where she lived.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Boswell, at any point in time, did you ever see, or did Megan ever come up to your property with Hunter and have Evelyn with her?
No. Not that I can remember it, no.
Okay.
Because the last time I seen Evelyn was on Thanksgiving.
Mr. Boswell, one other thing is,
At least he's got that good memory of seeing her being with her on her possibly first or second Thanksgiving. I mean, the first time she would have been too little to even do anything if she was born yet. So he did get that with her. That would have been sweet to see that baby Thanksgiving. Sometimes, Janet, I was thinking the same thing. Sometimes having money hurts children. It does, because you have the ability to give them anything and everything they ever want or need, and you love your child, so you're giving them, and you have the ability to give them everything they want or need, and you do so, and it ends up hurting them in the end, because people who can't, I tell my kids all the time, I want to give them everything they see at the store that they want to buy and that they ask me for, but I just can't do it. And those that can, sometimes it ends up being worse than better. So there's a reason for everything. It is humid in Tennessee. It's like we're parallel. We're right beside each other. I'm not in Tennessee, but like I'm on the same like weather thing like they are, and yeah, it's pretty humid.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that.
Was showing the drone footage there. There was a camper that was sitting in front of the trailer. That camper was not sitting there.
No,
back in
no,
2020.
no,
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. But everything else, as far as
Everything else is actually the same.
positions to the buildings.
Other than camp.
Okay, that was accurate. Thank you, Mr. Boswell. If you would,
Okay, you're welcome.
Mr. Scott, that's fine.
Can I get some water, please? Something to drink.
Tell you what, before you start, let's take our morning break. We'll take about 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
One stand, please.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna see if they're going to break.
Mr. Boswell, during this break, discuss your testimony with any other witness, or any witness to discuss your testimony.
Okay.
You can step down. We'll get you involved.
Okay, thank you.
15 minutes.
Judge, just so the court's work.
I'm gonna skip this break if I can see where it ends. Let me put it. I'm gonna put it back on.
One is for.
That's what I was worried about. Okay, hold on. Let me back it
Sorry, I
up.
had the wrong judgment. I separated. Let me start over with that. I propose to impeach him with 2 felony convictions, one from aggravated assault, judgment entered 12/11/14, and one for kidnapping, entered 10/1/14. Obviously, those.
Sorry, I just want to back it up to where we get.
Of course, you had to put
And
in
it's not
something.
showing me on the screen. Yeah, I knew that the father had some kind of past, but yeah, they're gonna move to impeach him and his testimony, from what I
2
understand.
felony convictions. They are dated.
Dang it. All right, hold on. We'll have to look at this for a minute so we can hear the beginning. We'll have to look at the state seal of Tennessee. I know, my heart hurts for him too, and they're going to try to strike everything he just said from the testimony.
Yeah.
All right, now. There, she's just sitting down, so we should have it. Okay. Is it humid in Maryland? I didn't know, because I know down here in the South.
2 felony convictions. They are dated. They're dated 9/24/2014.
To be fair, I mean, they're doing a good job. The defense is they're defending her, and that's their job. They've had an issue with both testimonies so far, because all we've heard is the cop who pulled her body out of the trash can and then and interrogated her, and then her father, and they've had an issue with both testimonies.
Now, do you think the mom's gonna be brought up and her boyfriend too, as witnesses?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely, I do. Yep.
Trying to figure out which side will want them, because I don't trust both of them anyway.
I don't either. It's going to be hard. It's like listening to Jennifer Soto. How do you even make sense of that
Mhm.
testimony that they're going to give? In my opinion, it would be like that because you don't know whether to believe him or not, and the jury's probably going to have issue, especially if she's in prison. Not saying anything about her being in prison. I've been in trouble with the law before. It's not that. It's just she's mimicking a lot. This is learned behavior, and we just
Right.
learned that she was given to her mother because she wanted to stay with her mother, and then CPS came in and took the child into foster care because mama didn't make her go to school. So it makes her whole life choices and her life choices as far as goes with her life and Megan's life is going to be questionable when she gets on the stand.
Mhm.
Hey, Jenny Peach and Bad Girl, it's good to see y'all. Bad Girl, I saw you in a chat last night and I said hey to you, but I don't think you saw me. You super chatted someone and I was like, Bad Girl, hey, what's up? I was going to tell you that today.
Hello, bad girl.
Rachel said her mom was definitely not a role model. Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's going to be brought up when she's on the stand, I'm sure.
They're entered, I guess 10-1-14, so that would be the working date the judges are entered against him. One is for, sorry, I had the wrong judgment. I separated. Let me start over with that. I propose to impeach him with 2 felony convictions, one from aggravated assault, judgment entered 12-11-14, and one for kidnapping, entered 10-1-14. Obviously, those are over the 10-year time limit, but I would suggest the court, given that the delay in this trial caused in large part because of COVID. This started in COVID, and if you remember when this started, I think the court was trying no cases. And I think the docket really nothing was being tried for several months there afterward. Ms. Boswell did have a counsel change, but as I recall, I came in on the first date. I set this trial date and never asked for another continuance. My approach? Yeah.
I'm trying to think what this is going with. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, a lot of cases were messed up with the COVID situation.
Yeah. The charges are more than 10 years old, but again, I mean, I just think he's doing whatever he can to try to strike the testimony, and he's going to do it with every witness. I mean, which means he's a good defense lawyer. I wonder myself if Daddy hired the lawyer for her or if it's just a public defender.
I think it's public. I feel like it's public. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's doing his job just like Steffens is with the daggum 50 orders, the 50 documents put in. Good Lord. Like, it took a whole pack of paper for me to print them last night because I would do it better reading it when I print it out. Took a whole pack of paper last night to print out Steffens' stuff in the past couple of days.
And I get you have to go over it. Like, for me, I would have been like, basically his defense attorney saying he didn't really mean to do it or circumstances happened out of his control. Like, that's basically what I would have got from it.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to get the death penalty off the table. Trying to get it to where he can only be charged with life without the possibility of parole. Allie said, what did Megan's dad do for a living? I don't know what he does for a living. It sounds like he owns a trailer park. He probably does some kind of construction work. He probably helps build the trailer or get the trailers ready. I don't know. Sounds like they made some good investments and they get money from that.
Yeah. I mean, he comes off as blue collar, in general. So,
yeah. Rachel said, I don't see the father paying for an attorney. I believe he wants her held accountable. And I get that. And I agree. Just at the end of the day, it's like, that's your child that you've given everything to. That was my thought process. He would still love his daughter no matter what. So that's why I was like, I wonder if he paid for an attorney.
What judge? that that is outside the 10-year time period.
Here's the time period. Evidence of the conviction or this rule is not admissible if a period of more than 10 years has elapsed between the date of release from confinement and commencement of the action or prosecution. If the witness is not convicted, the 10-year period is measured from the day of conviction rather than release.
I was just thinking too, if they're bringing up previous charges and trying to have him stricken from the witness list because of previous charges, they might not bring the mom and the stepdad in because they've got more.
Yeah.
So I'm
They seem
curious.
to be done a lot. Well, depending on the things I can remember of those two, it's like they've done a lot of crazier things than the dad, you know?
Yeah. The dad seemed to have it somewhat put together. They didn't seem to have it put together at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Annie, thank you for being here.
Looks to me like prosecution was commenced February 25th, 2020. Right? That's when the affidavit complaint was signed. And that would be the commencement of the action.
Yes.
So 10 years from 12/11/14 will be 12/11/24. Basic math. That means that for purposes of Rule 609, it's within the 10-year period. Because it says you got straight probation, so there was no period of confinement. So you go from the date of conviction. Well, the judge signed it on 12/11/14. Sentence was imposed on 12/9/14. So 2/25/2020 is within the 10 years. Do you follow my logic?
Yes, sir.
So these are both felony convictions. They appear to fall within 10 years as contemplated by Rule 609A, B. So you'll be allowed to ask about this.
Thank you.
So I do expect you to follow 609. You ask him if he says yes, that's the end of it. If he says no, then we can
Yes. Justice Scott, I'm clear. I can ask about each offense. I can ask you, you're convicted of kidnapping on this date, you're convicted of aggravated assault on this date.
Yes. Judge, do you want us to also go back to the stand for now, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes. You can get him a bottle of water.
I think so. Me too, Alex. I love how y'all all get together and there's no drama. I really love that, and I appreciate y'all for that.
For real. I've been in so many different chats with that. It's like,
Yeah. Hey, Tony. Yeah, I can't stand all the drama in the chats. I'm a no drama type of person.
it's like high school all over again.
Yep, it absolutely is. 100%. My alarm is going off to tell me it's almost time to go live. I find that funny.
I thought it was like a TV in the background.
There was one, but my alarm, I can hear it from my room. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Yeah, I do like drama, just not here. I watch from the bushes some drama channels, but I don't have it here.
Especially like really dumb stuff. It's like, really? Come on.
Right, exactly.
Look all hunched over all the time. She's like, see, that's right. The problem is I can't see if I don't hunch over.
Rachel said it perfectly. No, Rachel said that's a big reason I'm here most days. I love the kind of support. I love the kind, supportive people here, and I do too. Y'all are amazing, and y'all make it amazing. Hey, again, Ashley, I don't know if I said hey to y'all. Cara said, I like it when people spill the tea, but I don't want no tea spilled on me. And that's where I'm at with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jackie.
I mean, yeah, she does look really young. I mean, I know she's what, 20,
Yeah, I
in her
think you're
20s
right.
now, but she looks really young still.
She does. And she was young when she had her. But again, I mean, I go
Mhm.
back to, people do it all the time and they don't hurt their children. It's just,
Mhm.
I can tell also that there's been a lot of trauma in her life and she's been very spoiled and been able to do what she wanted. And I think all of those are contributing factors to what happened.
Yeah, it's a deadly
Unfortunately.
cocktail.
Yep. Can be.
I didn't know to bring it back in.
We ready to proceed, Mr. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Jim,
Yes, sir.
if the jury's ready to bring in.
I'm gonna close this. If that's okay.
Jackie said the dumb stuff is light relief for the heavier cases. There's nothing like watching a granny be arrested for being drunk as a lord. Laugh out loud. Yeah.
It's
It's
true.
good to
It's true.
it's
I
good to
do get
take
my
a break.
laugh.
Yeah, it's good to take a break and go watch something funny, especially when these cases get so heavy. I have to take
Mhm.
a walk. I go walking daily after our lives and I come back and cook dinner.
I usually I'll listen to have you ever heard of ASMR?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just listen to something like that just to kind of relax me.
Yeah, that's good. I watch a lot of different things. I watch shorts. I like to watch shorts a lot. I'll scroll through them
Mhm.
quite a bit.
1 second, please.
That's it.
Mhm.
Back seated, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Boswell. My name is Gene Scott. I represent your daughter.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Same better.
Understand. Got just a couple of things I want to ask you. I guess initially, you were convicted in this court of aggravated assault on December the 9th, 2014, felony offense.
What they got to do with this case, sir?
Yes or no?
Yes.
And likewise, you were convicted of kidnapping on 9/24/2014 in this court of a felony offense. Is that correct?
I took a plea bargain on it. Yeah.
Were you convicted?
Because I took a plea bargain. I didn't take it to court.
Basil has entered the room.
Yeah.
But since
Oh,
012, I've not had a speeding ticket.
Well, sir, you were convicted in 2014. You said since 2012 you haven't done anything.
2014. No, that was 2012.
I don't think it's a lot of questions.
I wasn't convicted enough in 14.
All right, we're gonna move on.
I was not convicted enough in 14.
He was.
We had a jury out hearing about what he could ask as far as that was concerned. Now we're
Who's
going
first?
to-
I already knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, they're trying everything. Rachel said, "What does this have to do with the case?" Nothing. And you're right. They're going to try to use it to basically strike his testimony, or they're using it to go after him or something. Something to do with the legitimacy of his testimony. But I don't think it has anything to do. They're just trying to go through a loophole, basically. Oh, thank you, Jackie, for feeding Inspector BS. There you go, Inspector, snipping out the BS.
Mm-hmm. EO's right. It's like, what does this have to do with literally your granddaughter? being found in a horrible position.
Yep. He said this has zero to do with his daughter taping full on that baby's
Mr.
head,
Boswell, I want to ask you just a few questions to follow up
her upside down and leaving her to suffocate and die. Absolutely.
on your direct examination testimony.
Yes, sir.
Initially, I'll start going backwards. We saw that drone video of your property. When was that taken? Do you know?
He stated the date. I don't remember dates and times.
That was taken after this investigation
Yeah.
commenced.
Yep.
Correct. After Evelyn's body was found, obviously.
Yeah.
And talked about you have a gate
Yes, sir.
clicker, and I think you volunteered in your direct testimony that appeared on the drone video. If someone wanted to walk into that property, they just have to walk around the fence. It's not, you can walk in there.
Yeah, you can walk in there.
It's not secured that someone couldn't walk in there.
Right.
And you said that Megan had a opener to the gate.
Yeah.
What kind of openers are those?
It's like a little key fob thing, and you stick them on your sun divisor, just like your garage door opener, sort of.
Okay. And that was something she kept in her car?
Yeah.
So anyone who had her car would potentially have that. Is that reasonable?
I
Yeah,
see.
somebody had a car.
You talked about a day that you saw Megan backed up to that yard barn with her trunk.
Yep. They're going to try to basically say that it could have been anybody.
Yep.
In her-
I figure where he's going now. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to her today?
No, I was in a hurry. My boy, I think, had a seizure or something going on, and I had to get back up the hill to take care of him. But as I drove by, I seen her car backed up to that building with the door that rolled up and the trunk open, but I never seen her.
Didn't see her, just the car.
Just the car.
Also, you talked about Megan telling you at some point that Hunter's mom was babysitting Evelyn. You remember
Yep.
that?
Mhm.
Was Hunter present for that conversation?
No, not that I can remember.
Not that you can remember, or do you know one way or the other?
I don't think so, sir. I don't want to lie to you. I don't think so.
Were you present for all the searches conducted by law enforcement on your property?
Most time, yeah.
How many searches were conducted on your property?
Just the one, I think.
You don't recall a search on February 23rd of 20?
That's when he brought the dog out, I think.
Okay. Who brought the dog?
TBI guy, I guess. I don't know who he was.
And that was prior to Evelyn's body being found.
Yeah, that's before.
And obviously, they didn't find anything that day.
No.
Did you watch them run the dog?
Not really. I watched some of it. I mean,
Okay. Did you see the dog pass in proximity to the playhouse?
they was mainly concerned down in there in that bottom where it's filled in at and back like that farm
Mm-hmm.
that joins my property back around there.
They searched the whole property, though, didn't they?
I don't think he brought the dog on top of the hill. I don't know. I didn't watch him the whole time.
You didn't watch it.
No, but when they got the dog out, that's where they were at, down there in the bottom. And then I turned around doing something else.
You talked on your direct examination about how Megan come to move out of your home.
Mhm.
There's some kind of discord, I guess, with you, her, Ashley, about the way she kept her room.
Yes, sir.
Did you kick her out, basically?
No, I didn't kick her out.
What'd you do?
She went to my mother's, and I had a trailer waiting on her that her and my soon-to-be ex-wife Ashley cleaned up and got ready for her to move into.
Now, I want to talk to you about the dollhouse. Like you're the one that suggested that to law enforcement they should search that. Is that right?
How all I got started was about the phone. And Ashley's talking about the phone. They come and got the phone. And then me and Ashley kept talking. I said, what about that stuff Megan put down there in Dad's building? So she called them back to come back. Went down there, and as I was leaving, I saw, oh, there's the playhouse Dad had built for her too.
But just to be clear, you didn't see Megan put anything in the building. You saw her car.
I just seen her car.
Not
and the
Megan.
trunk was rents. I didn't see nobody. I
Had
was
you-
more concerned about my son. I had to go get his medicine because he had a seizure.
oh, the day you saw the car.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand.
So I was getting it up the hill to take care of him.
Oh my goodness. Son's having a seizure. She's there. Yeah. That's
Jeez.
crazy.
And had you never thought, when did you start to suspect the child could be on your property?
I didn't expect the child was on my property
Why did you call them to come down to the yard barn?
to see if there's a clue in that stuff she put in the building. because I worked right hand in hand with law enforcement to try to help them every way I could.
When's the last time you were in that dollhouse?
I couldn't tell you, sir. It's been years.
It's been years since you've been
Yeah,
in.
I couldn't tell you when the last time I've been in that dollhouse. Half them buildings down there, I don't go in.
How big is your property?
11 acres, 10.9 acres to be exact.
How close is that dollhouse to your house?
It's about 600 feet away, 700.
Close to your mother's house?
Yep.
You go see your mother often?
But when I go to my mom's, she could go into the back because she can't get up down her steps. So I cut her spot out around the back so she go in the back, not climb the steps. So we're going out the back.
But you were down there at your mom's during that time frame, weren't you?
Not that much sometimes.
Okay, 1 second, Judge. No further questions. Thank you, Ms. Boswell.
Well, okay.
What made you laugh?
It's just that was it. That was literally it. Like, well, you had assault charges and kidnapping charge 10, 20, almost 20 years ago. Yeah.
Your point, yeah.
And you didn't see no one. Yeah, it's like you didn't see no one at her car. Like, well, she's the one that usually drives it.
Right. They're going to try to do anything they can.
I think they were trying to imply the boyfriend was involved in some aspect.
Yep.
It was like, well, what about Hunter?
Right. Yep.
I would say, under subpoena, Judge, we would actually not watch the trial.
We respected that.
Mr. Boswell, you're finished with your testimony for now.
Okay,
You're
sir.
being subject to recall.
Okay.
So you're not to discuss your testimony with any other witness or allow any witness to discuss their testimony with you. And specifically, you will not watch the live
Okay. Oh, I never watched TV anyway. Thank you, sir.
testimony. Sorry, next.
State would call him Austin Feller.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name.
Austin Feller.
You solemnly swear affirm testimony about you, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
See that? Speak in the microphone, please.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You're Austin Feller, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Feller, at one point in time, did you live at a trailer park out on Sugar Hollow Road?
Yes.
And is that in Sullivan County?
Yes.
All right. And why were you living there at that particular location?
Because at the time I was working for Tommy and Sons Paving, and they said I could live there for free if I were to do maintenance on the trailer park.
Okay. And was that back in 2019?
Yes.
I'm going to hand you two pictures, Mr. Feller, and ask you if you recognize what's shown in those pictures.
Yeah, I recognize them.
Okay. What are they? What is it?
The pictures of the trailer that she lived in.
Okay. And when you say she, you're referring to Megan Boswell?
Yes, sir.
All right. And were you living out there at those trailers in Sugar Hollow when Miss Boswell moved in?
I never met her in person.
Okay.
I think the time I moved out there, she was already out in kind of unknown whereabouts.
Okay. Do you recognize those photos as being the trailer that she lived in?
Yes.
All right. And are they true and accurate depictions of the outside of the trailer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge, we would move to make those, I believe it's two photos, be 49 and 50.
Objection?
No, sir.
You still did it 49 and 50.
I'm going to publish those to the jury.
Hey, Michelle.
Mr. Feller, is that, I'm showing what's been introduced as Exhibit 49. Does that show the outside of the trailer looking at it from the front?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to show you Exhibit 50. What does that show?
The front of the trailer.
Okay. Just a little closer view.
Yeah.
All right. Now, at some point in time while you were working out there, living in those trailers for Mr. Boswell, were you asked to clean out that particular trailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
Exact date, no, but it was probably about a week and a half after I moved into the trailer. I lived in there.
Okay. When was that?
It's been like 5 years ago.
Okay.
I couldn't give you an exact date.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's fine. All right. And did you in fact go to that trailer and clean it out?
Yes.
Okay. If you would kind of describe for the jury what you found when you got inside there.
When I got in the trailer, there was dirty diapers stuck and molded to the floor of the carpet. Couldn't even open the fridge. It was so bad. I just left it alone, let Tom and them deal with it.
That is absolutely disgusting.
See, I knew it was going to come up. I knew it.
My goodness gracious.
There was open jugs of milk in the oven, food on the ground, just feces on the ground. Just very nasty. Just not clean at all. Bad.
All right. Did you take photos of what it looked like?
I did, but I don't have those photos of that phone anymore.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Approach.
And I wonder how the defense is going to work that around.
Me too.
You'll probably be like, well, you weren't there when my client was living there. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Mr. Feller, I'm going to hand you 6 photographs and ask you if you can identify what's shown in those photos.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Those are the photos you took that show the inside conditions of the trailer.
Yeah.
All right. Do they accurately depict the condition of the inside the trailer when you found it?
They do.
All right. Judge, I'd move to make those the next 6 exhibits. 51 through 56.
51.
Ask to publish those to the jury, Judge. Feller, I'm going to start with Exhibit 51. Can you tell us what we're seeing in this particular photo?
The bedroom.
And that's the condition and the state you found it in when you entered. You did not move or toss anything or otherwise?
Everything you see is exactly what I walked into.
All right. Now I'm going to show Exhibit 52. What are we looking at there?
The hallway into, I believe, the daughter's bedroom.
Right. And again, you did not.
Ladies and gentlemen, this sustain that objection, within no foundation that he would know that was the daughter's bedroom. I'm going to instruct that you're not to consider that statement any purpose for deliberation. If you can do that, raise your right hand. Every juror raise your right hand. Go ahead, Jim.
All right. So, Mr. Feller, this is a picture. You're not sure, you don't know, have any knowledge as far as who was staying in what particular rooms, but that's another angle and picture you've taken from inside the trailer.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Now showing Exhibit 53.
I think that was the walking into her room, Megan's room.
Well, don't speculate as to whose rooms.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same instruction.
Okay. So you've taken a photo looking into another bedroom. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. Now it's showing Exhibit 54. What's shown in that photo?
The living room.
All right. And again, you did not place or move or disturb anything. That's exactly as you saw it.
Exactly what I saw when I walked into.
Wow.
What is the black? Like, is that mold? What the frick?
Probably mold. Yep. Jeez. And I'm only laughing because of the absurdity of it. It's like, geez. And this is what her defense is going to be like. Oh, no.
Wow. They might be going to use this to show her immaturity level. Oh my God.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only option they can go with. Because this is, that's, wow. I'm speechless.
Me too. Jesus.
From the kitchen going into the living room.
All right, this is Exhibit 55. All right, you're standing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that where it's taken from?
Yes.
And Exhibit 56.
Kitchen.
It's a photo looking in on the stove and the refrigerator that way. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you did not place any objects, move any objects prior to taking these photos.
No, sir.
All right. After you removed all these items from, or what did you do with the stuff after you took these photos?
I was instructed to take it to the back of the driveway where the Tommy and Sons had a big dump truck, and they just used equipment and put most of it in there.
Did you remove all that, lack of a better term, trash and stuff that we saw?
Everything, trash, carpet. I mean, completely remodeled the whole entire thing.
Okay. What was the condition? I mean, what was it like inside after you got all that stuff out of it?
Like, I understand why the floor had to be replaced. It was probably rotten.
Yeah.
Edith, I don't know if I said hey to you, but hey, love. Edith said, how could anybody live like that? Oh my God, right? Michelle said Basil is smelling some intense smells listening to this BS. Inspector BS, I'm concerned for his health right now because he just breathed in all that mold and mildew looking mess.
Insane. That is insane. And that's something I would see if like an older hoarder individual. This is like an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. Michelle, yeah, that's Bazard on panel.
Hello.
After I got everything out, I mean, I had to rip up subflooring and put down new subflooring and linoleum, and I mean, it was bad.
Was there any sort of odor or anything in the trailer?
I had to use respirators to enter the house.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, Dainty, that was so sweet of you to say.
Was there any particular reason why you had a respirator on?
It's just such a foul odor coming from the just moldy milk and food and dirty diapers that were laying out. Just bad smell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sir. If you would answer any questions.
Morning, Mr. Fellers.
Morning.
When you don't know when you moved in as a trailer park?
It's been so long, I couldn't really give you an exact date.
What does that have to do with the state of this house? Because that's what he's testifying to. The state of the house, what he had to do to clean it. When he moved in has no relevance. See, I'd be objecting. Like, objection relevance.
Give me an exact date. Was it before or after Christmas of 2019?
I think after. I think so.
Do you remember what the weather was like when you were cleaning out the trailer?
It was warm.
It was warm.
Yes.
So probably February,
Probably before Christmas, and if it was warm.
Okay, Michelle.
before Christmas, if it was warm. How much before Christmas?
I like I said, I couldn't give you an exact date or anything like that.
Bad Girl said, "Where's our girls at?" Abellis and Indie Girl. I'm not sure. I thought I saw Indie Girl earlier, but I could be wrong. Abellis has had some things going on, so I'm hoping she's okay. I'm missing our peoples too. I saw that there was a few in chat that aren't here. That usually are. Rachel said, "Absolutely disgusting. No child should ever live like that." And right, I mean, think about what baby Evelyn went through living in that mess. Good Lord, trying to learn to
Exactly.
walk and crawl, like, God.
Exactly. That's a hellhole right there.
Yeah. And is it like, at what state do you stop going in behind your daughter and cleaning up her house and cleaning up her mess? Like, at some point, she's got to learn to do it herself. God almighty.
I don't even think that at her age, if I was living by myself, I don't think I could. Sorry, I was eating some gummies. I don't think I would be able to make it look that bad. Like, I know people say the guys can be sometimes dirty, especially young boys and young men, but like, there's no way I could do to that much damage
No.
at
No.
18. Yeah.
Right. But again, I mean, normal people, if they were handed something like that, would value it. It's different for people who've been handed that kind of stuff their whole life and never had to clean up after themselves, I assume.
True. That's true.
Yeah, I just knew that it was pretty warm outside. I didn't really need much of a coat, just some long sleeves or
You never met Megan.
No, sir.
So the pictures, you took those contemporaneous with cleaning it out?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Just because it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I've never cleaned out a place like that. Looked like that.
Just wanted to show people what it looked like?
Well, to show Tommy and them because they didn't step inside or go inside. They just wanted it cleaned. So gave those pictures to them.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Nothing further, Judge. I don't think, Judge, I think he can be released.
I would say if you could pause for a sec.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the defense was trying to imply, why would you take photos of something like this? If you're doing your job, and I knew he was going to say something like, well, I'm showing it to my boss or the people that asked me to go clean it. I kind of would be the same thing too if I was working that kind of work. If I've ever seen something like that in my life, I've never seen anything like that in personal. So I would take a picture of it.
Yeah, you would want to show your boss, especially if you're going in and remodeling everything. You got to take pictures of what you're going to be remodeling and why and all of that for them.
Mm-hmm.
Would be my thought on that. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh, y'all were asking, did nobody ever show her to clean? And I think it's like with, young children, you can show them 17 times how to clean up. And if they're not going to do it, sometimes they'll just throw a fit or they won't do it or whatever. It's the same kind of thing. And again, as far as the defense goes, it does show her level of immaturity and just not having an adult mindset. It's just like, again, telling a child, clean up your mess, clean up your room, and them just refusing to do it. It's the same thing, but it happened all the way into adulthood.
Right. And then you have a child involved living in the situation, a baby, so.
Yep. Good gracious.
Same call James Lewis. Lewis, yes.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name.
James Lewis.
You solemnly swear from testimony about to give the truth, all truth, and the truth, sir.
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
You are James Lewis, is that correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Lewis, where are you employed?
With the Department of Children's Services.
What is your current assignment there?
Currently, I'm a supervisor for the department and the Child Protective Services.
How long have you been employed by? We call it DCS for short.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been employed there?
I've been with DCS for 6.5 years now.
All right. Back in February, specifically February 18th of 2020, what was your assignment with the department at that time?
Yeah, so my role at the department during that time was an investigator to investigate reports that we received in Child Protective Services.
So in other words, well, maybe explain for the jury how that process works as far as you're referring to allegations of child abuse.
Yes,
Is that right?
correct.
Okay, so if you
Yes.
would kind of educate the jury a little bit about how that process works.
So the department receives referrals of reports of abuse or neglect. We receive a report from our Nashville office that receives the intake and it gets sent over to the worker. And then from there, we review the report, the allegations that came into the report, and then we start following our policy and procedures that can be found, in 14.6 for policy and procedures. Start investigating, doing internet checks and background searches, and really just start notifying important personnel that need to be involved in the case. For example, like our Child Protective Investigation Team in Sullivan County.
All right. Back on February 18th, 2020, did you get a referral that was made on a 15-month-old child by the name of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
All right. And was that particular referral assigned to you?
It was.
Okay. Purposes only of explaining why you did what you did, what was the nature of the abuse allegation?
The allegations in the report?
Yes.
Rachel said, I don't understand why that guy was avoiding testifying. I think he did fine, and I thought he did too. I thought he did a good job. I'm wondering about what the CPS worker is going to say as well. What their thoughts and what their thoughts are on that.
Oh,
Thank you.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Hio, for the watermarks. I do appreciate that. I was actually looking through while I'm listening and getting stuff together for that video later about the chorus teacher for Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. They do. I like them.
All right. If you would, go ahead.
The allegations that came into the report that day stated lack of supervision and physical abuse.
In regards to Evelyn Boswell.
Evelyn Boswell, yes.
Okay. So after you get the referral, what's the first step you take after that?
Typically, the first step when we receive these reports is we would reach out to the person that made the report, and then we would see if there was any additional information that needed to be added or to clarify the report in general. And then from there, my next step was to reach out to any collateral contacts and notify our Child Protective Investigation Team partners.
Okay. You used a term or a phrase, collateral contacts. For those of us who don't know, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so a collateral contact would be someone that lives outside the home, anybody that would have information to the report. That's what we refer to whenever I say collateral contact.
Okay. You've identified, and we've talked about the fact that this referral involved Evelyn Boswell. Were you able to identify who the parents of the child were?
I was able to understand that, come to learn that the parents of Evelyn Boswell was, only to my knowledge at that point in time, it was Megan Boswell, the mother, was the parent.
All right. And did you attempt to locate where Megan Boswell was at that time?
Yes.
Okay. As part of your file there at DCS, do you all obtain birth certificates or other documents that would, I guess, identify who the parents of the child were.
Yes,
And did you, in this case, obtain a copy of Evelyn's birth certificate
I did.
as part of your case file?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis, I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify it. What is it, sir?
So this is the certificate of live birth for Evelyn Megan Boswell, child.
Okay. Is that the birth certificate that you obtained of Evelyn for this
Yes.
particular case?
It is.
All right. Judge, we would move to make that exhibit. I believe it's 57.
No objection.
So this is going to tell us if Ethan signed the birth certificate, and we might get more information about the DNA. Hey, Chaz, it's good to see you. They do look so good, Keo, and thank you for that.
All right. Mr. Lewis, you indicated that you were able to learn where Megan Boswell was at that particular time. Did you then, what was the next step in your investigation?
Once I received information from Detective Tracy Jerez, who I was working the case with, that she had sent patrol officers out to the home that Megan Boswell was living at to see if Megan was there, and that she had received information that Megan had just arrived at the home. And then from that point in time, Detective Tracy Jerez and myself decided to go to the home to speak with Megan Boswell.
Okay. And where was this home?
The address is 217 Sandy Point Drive, or Sandy Point Street, Bluntville, Tennessee.
Okay. And just generally, where is that located?
It's in Bluntville. It wasn't far from my office. I couldn't give you.
Okay. It's here in Sullivan County?
Yes, Sullivan County.
All right. Did it take you all long to get there?
No, it did not take us that long.
Okay. What did you find when you arrived there at that address?
So when we pulled into the address, we saw the patrol officers with Megan Boswell in the garage of the home.
All right. What kind of, just generally describe what kind of home this is for the jury?
The home is it's a 2-story house. It had a basement, larger, more of a typical subdivision type home. From the outside, the appearance, it was very well kept. It was a typical home that you would find in maybe one of your more newer built subdivisions, is the way I would describe it.
All right. So you arrived, Miss Boswell is there at the residence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Anybody else there present with her?
Outside of myself, Detective Tracy Jerez, and the patrol officers, no.
He does look like an elf. Maybe that means he's a good DCS worker, because maybe he's an elf there to help the children. Maybe he's actually going to take care of them. Or Vulcan, yeah. I could see the Vulcan.
Was Evelyn there with her?
No.
Okay. What did you do next as far as your investigation was concerned?
My next steps was to notify Megan Boswell of the report that the Department of Children's Services received, the allegations in the report, and to conduct some inquiry as to where Evelyn was, and to ask questions concerning Evelyn, to check on her well-being and her safety. So I initiated the conversation to learn where Evelyn was and to see if we could observe Evelyn to ensure that she was safe and that she was okay.
Okay. Specifically, did you ask Miss Boswell where Evelyn was at that particular time?
I did.
Okay. And what was her response?
Megan informed myself and Detective Tracy Jerez that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry.
Did you know who Ethan Perry was at that time?
At that time, it come to my knowledge that he was the alleged father of Evelyn Boswell.
Did Miss Boswell tell you that?
Yes. She did tell me that Evelyn was with her dad.
Okay. Did Megan give you any sort of contact information for how you could get in touch with Ethan?
She did not.
Okay. What was her demeanor while you were talking to her about her daughter?
The way I would describe Megan's demeanor, it wasn't much affect. When I say that, I would say there wasn't
much emotion as concern. I didn't notice any concern when speaking with Megan.
Yeah, she was apathetic. And that's an issue for me. I mean, it's a telltale sign when they're
Right.
involved or they know more than they say they do. The apathy.
It's always like that, you know. They try to put on a performance, but it's like no tears. Or if it's tears, it just seems like really put out really hard.
Yep, fake crying. Or you have where it seems like Stephen Stearns was legitimately crying in the news interview, but it was for his own, because he knew his ass was grass. That's why he was crying.
Exactly.
Jim was pretty
But not
apathetic
potato.
too. Right.
Oh, yeah, not potato.
She was very apathetic. No tears, no emotion, no nothing. Well, she was anxious and shaken. There was a lot.
Yeah. Okay. She only cried when they mentioned her birthday was that next day or whatever in that last interview.
Yep, that's what I saw.
Or second to last interview, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She just stuck at that point in time to telling us that Evelyn was with Ethan, and then from there, I asked her to show me, of course, evidence that a child had been with her.
Okay. All right. So did you go inside the house with her? How did you do that?
She invited me into the home and walked me through the home. Nothing at that point in time appeared to be observable to be outside of a typical home. I didn't see any safety concerns as far as what we may consider a safety concern for a child at that age. She walked me. I asked to see a crib or a pack and play. She said that those items were elsewhere, that she didn't have any of those items. She proceeded to lead me to the bedroom where she could show me some items of Evelyn's. And so I followed her to the bedroom.
Okay. All right. And did you observe any items?
I asked her what items she did have. She proceeded to tell me that she had an outfit and what she called a memory box.
You said an outfit. Was that just one singular outfit?
I observed one outfit, yes.
Did you see any other baby items, diapers,
No.
anything like that?
After she showed me the memory box and opened it to observe some items in it, and the outfit that was still on the hanger, it was new and it hadn't been worn. And she took me downstairs to show me a sippy cup.
Okay. And did you take a?
Where is all of Evelyn's stuff? She had one outfit that was new and still on a hanger and a memory box. Like, she had already gotten rid of the baby's things. Why? I don't understand that. She only cried when she said how her own birthday was ruined, and then when the detectives called her ass out, then she magically started crying. Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Janet.
Yeah, that's when she played emotion.
Mm-hmm. Janet, I read your comment earlier, and I thought that was really sweet. She dumped it all in the white shed. Okay, I must not have caught that, but yeah, that's. See, that again goes back to she got rid of the baby because she wanted to start over with dude.
Like,
one
that was gonna
outfit, a
work
memory
out.
box, and a sippy cup.
Wow.
That is a shame. Me either,
A
Todd.
photograph or a picture of these items that she showed you?
I did.
All right. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to hand you 4 photographs and ask you if you can identify what's shown in those photos. Do you recognize those?
Yes.
What are they photos of?
This first photo is the photograph of what she described as the sippy cup.
That's fine. Go to the next
And
one.
then the next photo I'm looking at is the bedroom that she reported to be staying in with Preston Wood.
Okay. All right. The next one.
The next photo is the photo of the what she described as the memory box.
Okay. Is there one more?
And the next photo is the outfit that she showed to me on the hanger.
And do you recognize those as being the photos that you took that day while you were in the residence?
Yes.
And are they true and accurate photos of what you saw?
Yes.
Judge, we've moved to make those exhibits 58 through 61.
Okay. The full exhibits.
Judge, I'm going to ask to publish those if I could. Mr. Lewis, I'm showing what's exhibit 58. What is that photo of?
This is a photo of the cup that Megan Boswell informed me that Evelyn Boswell would drink from.
Is that the only kind of dish or spoon or item of silverware that she showed you?
Yes.
That belonged to Evelyn? Now looking at exhibit 59, what's that a photograph of?
That's a photograph of Megan Boswell standing in the room where she reported to be living with Preston Wood.
Do you observe any items, any baby items, toys, clothing, anything else in that room?
No.
Now looking at exhibit 60, what is that?
That is the box that Megan Boswell showed to me that she described as the memory box with items of a rattler, handprint, and footprints of Evelyn.
Okay. Did you take any of these items at this time, or did you just take photographs of them?
I just took photographs.
And now showing you exhibit 61.
This is a photograph of the outfit that Megan showed me was it?
I was talking away. I had those from my kids too. It is really sad. That's so sad to see those things. She had moved on. She moved on. She absolutely moved on. It's really
Like her
sad.
own mini like funerals, sort of weird service thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was Evelyn's, but it was still on the hangers and had tags on it. It's new.
Okay. You tailed off a little bit there. Did you say it still had tags on it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other items of children's clothing that she was able to show you?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed your lectures here, so we're going to stop. We'll be back at 1:15. Mr. Lewis, I want to stress to you not to discuss your testimony, any other witness, any witness discuss the testimony with you. Not walking in the last room.
All right, they're giving him
Yes, sir.
instructions. They're taking their lunch break. So since we started late, we'll go ahead and skip that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the good thing about doing it late, we can just skip all this.
No, I can't
Although
see
it
what
won't.
her defense is going to say with the CPS agent on the stand. Like, what can they ask him this to be like a contradiction or anything like that?
Yeah. What are you? How are you going to explain all the baby stuff being gone? I'm wondering that myself. All right.
You know,
I think
I
right
would
here is
say
one.
it would make more sense if
There,
they just
what did you
said
do next?
she had a mental illness or something.
It seems like it would make more sense if they just said that.
She had a psychotic break. I could have gone in that route, you know.
Yeah. Rachel said, my house is overflowing with toddler clothing, toys, snacks, blankies, stuffed animals. Right. Like, even if you haven't had babies in a while, you still have baby stuff. I still have a lot of baby stuff hanging around. And
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't had babies in 6-7 years. Jackie said, many webs are woven to hide the truth. Absolutely. All right. I didn't want to miss the question in, but okay. I'll just play it from right here. They're about to get back to it. She did. She knew the baby was
Good afternoon,
dead.
Mr. Lewis.
Afternoon.
I think where we left off, we had just talked about the photos of the items that you took pictures of at the residence where you located Miss Boswell. After you met and talked with her there, what did you do next as part of your investigation?
So after we spoke with Megan Boswell, we had received information of the address of Ethan Perry, where he would maybe be staying. And so Detective Faraz and I proceeded to go to the home of his address.
And what did you find when you were out there?
Ethan was not there. We had spoke to his parents and tried to inquire more information to the whereabouts of Evelyn Boswell.
Did you find Evelyn there?
No.
Okay. All right. So what did you do after that?
From there, after we spoke to Ethan's parents, we proceeded to go back to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, where we met with Megan Boswell to talk to her.
Okay. And who was present there at the Sheriff's Office when you spoke to Ms. Boswell?
It was myself and Detective Faraz.
All right. And where did you talk with her?
There's an interview room at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, and we spoke to her in the interview room.
Okay. And is that here in Blumpville, Sullivan
Yes,
County?
Sullivan County.
All right. Prior to coming to court today, did you have an opportunity to watch that interview that you did with Detective Faraz?
Yes.
And what you reviewed, was that a true and accurate depiction of the interview that you had with Ms. Boswell back on February 18th?
Yes.
All right. Judge, I would move to introduce that as Exhibit 62.
I've got bins and bins of my kids' stuff, like favorite blankets, favorite baby clothes, favorite stuffed animals. I'm going to make a quilt one day with their stuff, like cut up their baby clothes, ones that were special, and make them quilts one day when I have enough time. Dainty Dane said, I'm almost 50 and still have all 3 of my daughter's baby things, all of their school accolades through high school in a spare bedroom closet. Right. You keep that stuff. And like, she just threw everything away, including the baby. My goodness.
I'm going to be hopping off a ledge, but definitely enjoy being on the panel and chit-chatting on this really hard case, but it's necessary to talk about it and discuss about it.
Yeah, it is. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. Well, you enjoy the rest of your panel, and I'm stream, and everyone in the panel have a good one.
All right, you too, love. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you coming up, and I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Jackie said, Evelyn trash. It was a very symbolic gesture. New life. Well, she's got it, and she's going down for a long time. Welcome to your new life, Megan. Exactly. Mine's almost 15. I don't have any of her baby toys or clothes, but I have her art, her first tooth, her hair from her first haircut. Right. It's hard to hear that. I mean, and if she's throwing away all this stuff and threw the baby out like trash, how was the baby treated when she was here by her mother? I think she was treated very well by other family members, but her mother, like, I question how she was even treated by her. I don't know. For me, like, even if I'd had my daughter younger than I did, I would have, I mean, from the moment that I felt her move, it was pure love. I had her when I was 19, but I don't know. I guess some people are just different. Again, it goes back to some kind of psychological issue, in my opinion.
All right, and if I could, I'd like to play and publish that to the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, this video that you're about to watch has what I'm going to call subtitles on it. Those are to aid you on the actual evidence is what's said in the video. Does everybody understand that?
Well, we're back. Hello. Ethan does not have the baby. But I don't know where she's at because she hasn't yet her life. He has not seen that baby since he was down here for Christmas. He has seen her. I promise you, he has. And he was like, wherever.
Look at her lying, so confident in it. I promise you he has. We're just supposed to believe you, ma'am.
Yeah. Are you sure he didn't take her with him? Well, I don't know where he lives though. I mean, yeah, but like, you all don't know at all where she is? No. Well, what can we do? That's what we're trying to figure out. Can you put on a camera or something? When is the last time you see her? I guess more than a couple weeks ago, it was around January. Well, he